The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of the Barbershop Network, our great partners at H&B Media, or any of our media peers. We're just five idiots who love sports and love to talk shit. If you're offended easily, then this show isn't for you. And for those of you who aren't offended easily, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Remember, it's only entertainment.
So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack. This like no Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at.
Before we start the show, we want to thank our sponsors, Pillars. Pillars is the best clothing line in the Chicagoland area. If you're looking for a dope hoodie, a sweatsuit, shirts, shoes, or even stuff for your kids, Pillars is where you should go. You can visit any of their 4 store locations in the Chicagoland area or visit pillarsclub.co and order online. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. It is Monday, June 10th, 2024. Man, I am your host, Scott. Of course, you know to follow me on all social media platforms at Barbershop Scott. You can follow the Barbershop Network at Barbershop.net on all social media platforms. Get in tune with our Patreon, patreon.com/Barbershop Network. And of course, get in tune with our partners, H&B Media. You follow them, H&B Media TV on Twitter and at H&B Media on Instagram. And also support our sponsors, Pillars. You can go to pillarsclub.co, go to pillars_club on Instagram, or visit any of their 3 locations in the Chicagoland area. There's one over there in the West Loop, over there on Madison, one in the Orland Park Mall, and one in the Chicago Ridge Mall. Man, we've got a lot to go over today, man. We've got the whole crew in the building today. Bang and Dante will be joining me in just a minute. The homie Pavy will be joining in hour 2. We're going to have the homie Larry Legend. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff in respect to culture. And, of course, Courtney will be back. And Mikey will actually be back, too. We ain't seen this nigga. He got more PTO than Kyrie, but he's actually has it for a good reason. But we'll have him later on in a minute. But start this off, man. I want to bring on my first guest of the day, man. We got the homie, friend of the program, the homie Wos from The Ringer. He got his own podcast. He also does the In My Feelings on the YouTube on The Ringer, man. And this is one of my good friends as well, man. How's it going on, bro?
I'm good. I'm chilling, man. It's been a minute. Shit done changed up here, man. Y'all niggas got commercials. Y'all niggas got the Big Zoe Boy Illinois doing the intros. This is insane. Y'all niggas is getting to the chicken up here, boy.
Hey, man, shout out my boy Illy, man. If you want that song, it is on all streaming platforms right now. But yeah, man, last time we had John was definitely before we did this. I shot this during Christmas, around Christmas area, because that's the only. I was like, man. I told my brother, I was like, man, we gonna shoot this one scene of me on the field. You know what I'm saying? After we got done with whoever the Bears lost to that day, I'm like, we gonna real quick. And we're gonna go on this field real quick, take this video, man. You know what I'm saying? But how you been though, bro? It's been a minute since we had you on.
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Like, as you know, if you're covering the NBA playoffs, this shit is a grind, bro. Yeah. Like, the finals is nice because you actually get days off in between without games to chill and breathe. So I'm grateful for that. But, you know, we in the home stretch. This is what we cover the league for, to cover these type of high-level games. Yeah. And so, yeah, man, I'm happy, man. I'm good.
And, yeah, you know, with the Clippers, that shit didn't last long. So I got right back to Bears duty super quick. So.
Yeah. Facts. Not having to actually go up there. And, yo, goddamn, man, freaking going to Inglewood next year.
It's going to be a trip.
Good luck to those who do it.
Good luck and God bless.
Facts.
And I think the worst part ain't even getting there. It's leaving. If anybody has left anything around that area, I'm going to go see Hove at the Forum. Boy, I didn't get home to about another 2 hours. Now that I didn't stay that far from Inglewood, man. So definitely that. Anybody who's going to that Kendrick concert next week, nigga, you niggas better be you gonna be out there waiting. But let's just get right to it, man. We're gonna talk about the NBA Finals, man. I definitely want to get your opinion on everything going with the Lakers because I kind of saw that pump fake coming a mile away.
Oh my God, dog.
But last night, game 2 of the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics went up 2-0 after a 105-98 victory. Jrue Holiday, man. Jrue Holiday led the team with 26 points, 11 rebounds. Jaylen Brown came in with 21, 4, and 7. Jason Tatum, we'll get into that light-skinned Negro in just a minute. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 12 for 6, but 6 for 22 from the field. The Mavs, on the other hand, did not have the best game. Luka had 32, had a triple-double, but he was just really out there by himself. Kyrie's been absent, and just really haven't gotten any help from them, man. From what you saw last night, what did these first 2 games tell you from this series?
I thought the Celtics would be able to score reasonably well against Dallas, even though Dallas had been basically shutting down all of their opponents. Like, their defense has been elite so far this postseason. OKC, they started shutting them down the later games of that series, and the Wolves just never got it really going on offense. But Boston has just seemed completely comfortable with everything that Dallas is throwing at them. And I think what Dallas was able to do the first 2 series was they were always able to keep their big man in and around the basket. And so they had that incredible rim protection. And when they were funneling guys to the paint, Gafford and Lively were swallowing guys whole. Pause. They can't do that against the Celtics. You can't keep a guy close to the basket at all times when
you rolling today. This is what it is. Like Cameron called you out.
Bang said there's a foul on the play. You can't keep a guy close to the basket when the Celtics are playing 5 excellent 3-point shooters at all time. And that's been the ultimate dilemma for the Mavs defense to solve. Game 1, the Celtics actually made their 3, so they torched these guys. But, man, especially when KP has been in the game, they just can't stop the Celtics. The lanes are wide open because every single defender has to be hugged up on his guy at the 3-point line. Like, he has to stay close. And so Tatum, Brown, Holiday, Derek White, these guys are finding open driving lanes. And for once in their freaking lives, they're actually taking them. I know you guys pay enough attention to what the Celtics do and pay enough attention to the criticism. It's always been, guys, you can't just win the championship spraying 63s a game. No. Like, at a certain point, you got to put your head down, get to the rack, and collapse the defense, and perhaps, spray the ball out to shooters after that. And I think they've done that outstanding for the first 2 games. And then on the other side, Boston has had an incredible defensive game plan in their own right. They're staying home on all of Dallas's shooters. And they're just like, look, Kyrie, Luka, y'all got to beat us one-on-one. We're not going to change our coverage until you make our one-on-one defense pay. I think Luka in game 2 actually got them out of that switching. Yeah. You saw KP sort of blitz him a couple of times, be hyper-aggressive. Sometimes he was in the drop. They weren't doing straight switches every single time with Luka because, Luka's good enough in one-on-one where he could kill you. He's going to force you to make adjustments. Kyrie, not so much. They're just like, yo, Kyrie, we dare you to beat Al Horford one-on-one. We dare you to beat Tatum, Brown, Jrue Holiday, Derek White. We dare you to beat these guys one-on-one. And so far, he hasn't been able to do it, and that's why the Mavericks are down 0-2 in the series.
And I think, too, man, I made this comparison on Friday. It's a much more talented team than this team I'm going to bring up, but they remind me a lot of the 2004 Pistons, where it's like they're like a whole team. Like it should be, and it's somebody who gets on Tatum a lot. And I always say the reason Tatum pisses me off is because he has the talent to be consistently a top 5 guy. And I feel like everything about his play, the Celtics play, it ain't really been exciting. And I know that sounds like, we take away the actual basketball conversation from it. If you're a casual fan and you're watching the finals, you want to see, oh, this player's taking over. No matter how boring last year's finals was, we saw Jokic domination.
Yes.
The year before, even though Steph had 3 rings, it was, oh, this is Steph's finals. This is what everybody was criticizing Steph. Steph shut him up. It's like we want to see that from Tatum. Like, niggas been holding on to that 56 points he had in Milwaukee for 2 years now. I need to see more from that. What do you think about Tatum's performance? Because to me, last night and just really this series, it's been more of a more terrible shooting version of Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen never even get 22 shots with Michael Jordan, but it kind of feels like Tatum's okay with not being the aggressor or the number one option there.
So I gotta, just to give the audience a background, like I have my own complicated history with Tatum. After his very first playoffs when he was like 19 and like, it was like the meme, he's only 19. remember he was 19 for like 12 years. It felt like
it was like
that, right?
He was what's his Wayne was 30 for 10 years.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wayne and Beyonce were 30 for 10 years.
And Boston obviously is overrepresented in our business, in the media. My company, no stranger to that, obviously. Yeah. And so there's just always Boston chatter. And, it got so far to the point, Scott, and you'll appreciate this as the son of a preacher. I was saying Jason Tatum is not the savior, meaning he's not Jesus Christ. He might not even be John the Baptist. He might not even be his cousin, right? So, for a while I was calling him John the Baptist, like, bro, like he's a good-ass player.
Yeah.
But let's face it, like what Luka did to close out the fucking Wolves in the series before, that first quarter was crazy. It's what you were talking about. It's like that dominance, that like superstar level is like, wow, I cannot believe I'm watching somebody hoop on this level. Tatum is just not going to do that. And so I've evolved on Tatum in the sense that even yesterday when he's not making shots, as somebody who, I picked the Mavs to win this series in 6. So basically I'm rooting for my picks. I'm rooting for my own argument.
Yeah, as we've said before, G, there's nothing like being right. Life's
that's
right.
it. That's all. That's all. Right. And so somebody who's rooting for the Mavs to pull this thing out, like, yes, Tatum's not making shots, but he's the one generating the action. He's the one that's getting Dallas in rotation. He's the one that's like taking on the burden of making Boston's offense work. So yes, he's not making his shots, and look, he should be shooting better than 6 of 22. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's playing as horrible as he did against Golden State, where he was just turning over.
Nah, he was turning the ball over. Yeah,
he was looking like a pumpkin against Golden State. I think he's playing pretty good. The shots aren't
he's
falling.
Not playing bad. It's just like
you want to see him look better.
It's not the sexy performance. You know what I'm saying?
Not.
Like, yeah. It's not the Sports Center, Jason Tatum, 30 points tonight. He's not getting a Scott Van Pelt interview this final.
No, it's not. Yeah. And what I will say about that, Scott, and Tatum and this team specifically, I want to give some glory and some shout outs to Brad Stevens. For one, having the foresight to be like, yo, these niggas don't listen to me no more. I'm out.
Right, yeah.
And being like, you know what? This is an easier job, actually. Not being day-to-day with these motherfuckers, not living on the road 6 months of the freaking year. This is actually a better job for me. So one, his recognition, most people don't really have the foresight and the humility to understand that their voice is no longer being heard. So I give him props for that. Two, he's GMing better than Danny Ainge did. Way more aggressive. Yeah. First thing he did was get Big Al back in there. The KP trade, the Jrue Holiday move, getting freaking Jesus Christ, what's his name? Marcus Smart out of there.
Yeah.
Who thought he was the best player on the team and the leader of the team and the locker room presence and all of that. Getting him out of there.
Rondo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Getting him out of there, like Brad Stevens has done an excellent job of putting a team around the two J's that doesn't ask them to be superheroes and saviors because they're not suited to that.
Yeah,
these are really great players. These guys are going to be all-stars. so long as they're, reasonably in their prime. But they can't do what Luka does. They can't do what Shea does. They can't do what Jokic does.
Yeah.
They can't do what Giannis does. That's fine. Because guess what? Management has crafted a team that is more well-rounded. And like you said, they're closer to the 04 Pistons where the sum is greater than the whole, right? Yeah. And look, man, they're on the precipice of getting their first NBA championship since 2008. So, you got to give them their props for that.
Yeah, you got to give them their props. And also, it's like these little stories we're talking about 10 years from now, nobody's going to care. Like, it's going to be about who won the championship.
Nobody's going to remember the Nemhard game, okay?
Right, exactly. Like, people look, some people treat that 08 team like they went on a run. Like, I remember them going to 7 games with all niggas.
Bruh. Like, no team has gotten more mileage out of one championship.
I don't know, the 85 Bears, nigga. Like,
that's fair. You got me on that one.
I was on the elevator 2 seasons ago with Otis Wilson. He told me, I can't wait till these niggas win another championship. They can stop rolling me out of here every year. This is word for word Super Bowl champion Otis Wilson told me. But yeah, it's that same way. Like, and I think just the whole world outside of Boston hates the Celtics. And we had a conversation on Friday. I said, I question black people not from Massachusetts who root for Boston. Like, I just like my hate is because you can see that man right there in the corner of my screen and the Bulls in 09. Like, I love KG. And I was rooting against KG during that time. Like, that just tells you how big that hate was. But nobody's gonna remember these conversations we're having. People are already having what's called revisionist history on the Heatles. Like, I never thought I'd live to see that day that we have revisionist history on that era, but it's at that point. So, that type of conversation won't be held, but I just feel like I kind of want to see some more. But moving on to Dallas, as I said, I picked Dallas in 7. And that was because just Kyrie and Luka have been so dominant in these playoffs. I mean, just look at the teams they've beaten. I think I picked the other team in every round except for the OKC. I
didn't pick OKC. No, I definitely didn't pick the Clippers.
I picked the Clippers just because I was like, they have to get over there.
You had too much of the soft serve in goddamn crypto. That's your problem. You were drinking that Clipper
It was the popcorn. It was the popcorn. That's what it was.
I definitely thought the Wolves were going to beat them. I thought the Wolves were the better team. They smashed them. They dominated the Wolves. They kicked their asses. I think Kyrie just has been a disappointment, and that's fine.
Yeah.
To say, I think the bigs. So here's the thing about Dallas too, and I was talking about this on our show last night after the game. I can see a future where, when a team tries to adjust their pick and roll coverage, making their adjustment like, when Luka calls for that big man pick and roll, guess what? We're just gonna have Jason Tatum guarding that center, so that we can easily pass Luka off to Tatum, and we're fine with that defensive alignment. I can see a future where Derek Lively and even Gafford are better at punishing that type of adjustment, where it's like, no, you can't put a 6'7" guy on me. I'm gonna punish him. I'm gonna get a bucket. I'm gonna get a foul. I'm gonna make you pay for that type of adjustment. I can see a future where that's the case. That's not the case right now in this finals. Yeah. You can't ask Luka to be like, you know what? When they put Tatum on our big, let's set up a post touch and try. That's got you here. Yeah. They're not in a position to do that. That's not the type of thing you get good at on the fly, right? Like, these are the kind of things he's going to get stronger, savvier about positioning and footwork and all of that stuff. He's going to get his grown man strength. But in this series, I don't see that being something they go to.
Yeah,
right.
It's definitely standing out.
And so I think the Mavs. Look, KP. First of all, if KP is not right,
and I was about to say that, like he said, "Oh, I'm good." I'm like, we gotta wait till the MRI come out.
Niggas be lying, Scott. Come on, we know that. Come on, son.
Exactly.
They lied to us about his health coming into this.
Yeah,
that motherfucker looked like he just came off the off season in game 1. The way he was flying up and down the court, right? They were really coy about that. So I'm not expecting them to be forthcoming about that, and they shouldn't be. It's the freaking finals. Like, you want to do the gamesmanship.
Yeah.
But if KP's not right, I think this series could turn on a dime, man. Like Luka to me is still obviously the best player in the series. And if Kyrie could just make some goddamn open shots, not get ripped by Jrue Holiday 4 times a game,
He
poking the ball out
dribble
from
right
behind.
now. Yeah.
It's crazy. If Kyrie could get, better, and let's be honest too, the nigga's 32. He's 5'11". Like that's not a recipe for NBA dominance.
Yeah.
But we've just seen him be so magician-like for so long. We just feel like Kyrie should be able to do it. But maybe he has lost a step, and these guys are hungry, and it's his former teammates, and they're motivated. And I want to say this about Boston, man. They're playing desperate, bro. Like the way they played yesterday, they played like a team who in 2022 realized every possession counts.
Yep.
You can't take it for granted. You have to execute at an A+ level in the finals if you're going to win. They playing like a team that's been there before.
Yep.
And I give them props for that because, look, game 1, they made all of their threes. And, I made the comparison, Scott, to, a Mike McDaniel or a Kyle Shanahan. They'll have their first 25 plays scripted for the game. Yeah. And that shit be looking crispy when they start.
Yeah, once them go out and they got to actually scheme things up.
Exactly, right? And so, like, game 1 to me was Boston had their first 25 plays schemed out. All the threes were falling, the fast breaks to this, to that, the home crowd. It was perfect. Game 2, the threes weren't falling.
They had to thug it out. Yeah.
And they thugged it out. They got grimy. You know what I'm saying? The dirt under their fingernails for game 2. And I respect that even more than game 1, which game 1 was a more dominating victory. But I feel like we learned more about the type of team that Boston actually is now in game 2. And so, I give them their props because I've been skeptical of these niggas because they embarrassed me in 2022. I picked them against the Warriors. I was calling on my Warriors friends like, y'all niggas is in trouble, blah, blah, blah. And they just, oh, my God.
Yeah, I was feeling after game 1, I was like, damn, man, my nigga Steph got to get this finals MVP, bro. Like, I can't take this no more. Like, we got to do it. Like, but I think, and Jaylen Brown said what you said, like, we've been here before. And I think they learned that lesson because you can argue they played better than the Warriors 2 years ago. The Warriors they
were a better team.
Yeah,
they were more talented.
Yeah.
Have you seen Andrew Wiggins play basketball since?
Or as Pavy says that Jason Tatum was the reason that Wiggins' family will never have to worry about eating again.
Bruh.
They have generational wealth because of that.
Bruh.
Yeah, but I think things can change. Things always change when they go to Dallas. And I hope that changes. I want a long series. But let's pivot to a couple other topics, man, before we get you up out of here. I want to talk about like the state of NBA media right now. There's like a couple things going on. Obviously, not just NBA media, but I kind of feel like sports media in general. Like we see the whole Caitlin Clark conversation. I'm over with at this point,
bro.
Mute
the name on Twitter.
Yeah, mute Caitlin Clark.
Just so the people out there, just so I can just get this take out there.
Go ahead.
One, I fuck with Caitlin Clark. I'm a fan of hers. Genuinely a fan of her game. If she's who we think she is, she'll get past this. She'll be made better by this. This will just be a step on the journey to her ultimate greatness. Like, we don't need to cry for Caitlin Clark because these chicks are being mean to her.
Yeah.
2, these chicks are gaslighting us, pretending that they're not putting the extra sauce on it. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it. You're putting extra sauce on it. We can see it, Scott.
Be like, Cat Williams, nigga, don't you know we can see you?
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Son, the chick on ESPN, after they didn't pick her, said, and I had to screenshot this shit. She said, maybe the international game might be too physical for Caitlin Clark right now. I was like, yo, son, this is insane.
It's insane from every angle. Like, I don't feel like there's any rational place in there.
Because the right wingers have gotten a hold of it, and now they're the white princess.
Now it's Democrat Republican. Like that's what's become like.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Taylor Swift after Kanye.
Yeah.
Where the white capes was, my Lord have mercy. And I was disgusted by Kanye's actions, by the way. But after I saw the white people, the way they was carrying on, I was like, hold up, do I hate Taylor Swift?
Here's the funniest thing about that night. I didn't know that happened until later on because that was Jay Cutler's debut as the Bears quarterback, and he threw 4 picks on Sunday Night Football at Lambeau Field. So I had other things to worry about than Taylor Swift.
That's
and I was
amazing.
like, oh, yeah, I was in my college dorm throwing stuff. But
so what do I think about the state of?
Well, here's the question though. Here's the question I have. Well, like we talk about the media and the rights too. Like we have the whole thing about Turner being in limbo, whether inside the NBA is going to be here or not. The terrible halftime show on ESPN. I think Malika does a great job. I think Malika's like the one shining. She's a pro. She's the one shining light of that. Stephen A. too busy. He be leaving at halftime to go do first take.
You got too many jobs.
I love Michael. I don't love Michael Wilbon, but I respect Michael Wilbon.
Chicago guy.
But he put him to bed. I'm sorry. And what's Josh Hart doing on there? We need a better opinion on it. So what do you think about the media and just the way the game has been told? Because I think if there's anything that the NFL has over them, I feel like there's more about the game of football when you have that, unlike with basketball and NBA and just how everything's been going.
I think it's a lot. It's a lot because this is an argument we have. Me and my 2 co-hosts at the Ring of Robin and Justin, because Justin is one of our lead head NBA editors, meaning he's very conscious of what stories on the website people actually click on.
Right.
And he's like, a lot of people are loud as fuck on Twitter about wanting X and O's breakdowns and blah, 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 blah.
And then they don't
But the shit that gets the most clicks on our site is the rumors and the gossip and the innuendo, right? Yeah. I just think football there's just a bigger appetite for learning about football than there is learning about basketball.
That's a good point.
It just is what it is, right? Yeah. However, I will say this, though. Sometimes ESPN's coverage kind of leaves me wanting. And I have a lot of friends over there. There's a lot of talented people who I respect. I'm not going to talk out of turn about ESPN. Like, it's ESPN.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk bad about the Death Star because I will go there if they offer me a job.
it's ESPN. Like, we got to give them their respect. But when I'm watching my finals coverage and it's interrupted so we can hear that a dude is thinking about taking a job for the West 7th seed this year, I'm sorry. That's kind of annoying in the middle of my NBA finals coverage. Now, let's be honest. It's 2 and 3 days between games. It's only but so much Jason Tatum and Kyrie hate we can do, Scott. Like, it's fine to get some Lakers chat. Like, I'm welcoming the Lakers chatter in there. But yes, their coverage, they got killed in the media for the Knicks stuff, where they just turned the whole broadcast into a Stephen A. Knicks fandom, blah, blah, blah. Like, people were pissed off about that. I think at times their coverage has left me wanting. But at the same time, I will say this, and I would challenge anybody to tell me differently. People like Tim McMahon, Bontemps, Windhorst, Kevin Pelton. Great. These are some of the best people. Yeah. Legs. These are some of the Van Pelt. These are some of the most talented people in our industry, right? And by the way, Stephen A., he's earned his spot there. He's made 100%. ESPN a lot of money, so they've afforded him some room to stretch his legs, and he's earned it. However, his fingerprints are all over Countdown. It's basically like, I got my niggas up here, and that's it. That's what we're going to do.
I think that, too, with the media conversation, I know a lot of people, I saw this morning, and I was like, I watched some of what Stephen A. was doing again today. I'm like, but it's kind of like what your producer said, but y'all talking about the nigga. And it's not doing nothing but making him and Shannon Sharp. Like, we can say everybody talk about, Shannon Sharp do this. Club Shay do like Drake, Kendrick Lamar numbers on every podcast. It's ridiculous. And so the numbers are the only thing that matters too. And I think that with that situation, that every time Pat McAfee do something, they laid off people to cut Pat McAfee. I'm like, look, Shout out my guy Kaz. I'm like him. You will never make me hate Pat McAfee. I'm sorry. You will never make me hate Pat McAfee. I love the stuff that he gets away. Yeah. Now I know if I got that bag, I'm black. I can't say half the stuff he's saying, but I enjoy why he's a showman. So I think there's different places for it too. I think it's just the difference is, like you said, it's a series. With the Super Bowl, it's one game. Playoffs, one game. You got a little more hype to it. I think they still do. Obviously, when you look at the numbers they're going to be handing out to Amazon and the money's there. People got mad about Jaylen Brown contract. Just wait till you see some of the maxes in like 2026. When somebody gets Patrick Mahomes money.
Wait till you see Jaren Jackson III's next deal. You're going to be like, what in the hell?
Yeah. It's going to be something like that. But there's one last topic and one quick question for you. One, Lakers, like you said, we talking about the Lakers in all season. It's the Lakers. They moved the needle. It's Los Angeles Lakers.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's fine. But this one, the Lakers aren't getting who they want. Dan Hurley, this came out, I think it came out like on.
With Sky, are they?
Explain that to me. What do you mean by that? Explain that.
So, Shams comes out with the JJ Redick report. Obviously, I know Shams and Woj are, Drake and Kendrick. They don't like each other.
Damn, yeah.
They're in, competition with one another. And Woj pops up with a report saying that not only are they interested in Danny Hurley, two-time back-to-back defending national championship of Connecticut, but he's been their top candidate from the start, Scott.
Yeah, that sounded
he was the number one. So they fired Darvin Ham weeks ago.
He got hired today.
Already did a face-to-face with JJ, but the number one person just got the face-to-face on Friday.
Yeah.
And then Scott, he secured a raise from Connecticut in the process of all of this. Oh, Woj wrote a goddamn biography of the nigga's father.
Yeah, he did.
In which he was with these niggas for years on a day-to-day documenting the St. Anthony's High School dynasty. Also, the Lakers get to pretend that they conducted an actual thorough search.
Yeah.
Right? Like they get to pretend that they didn't just hand the job to LeBron's podcast co-host.
Which I want to know how that's going to go in the season.
Which, by the way, Scott, the most ingenious
move ever,
coaching interview situation that I've ever seen. So when I heard JJ was like, because I knew JJ, because he had already said that he wants to get into coaching.
Yeah, he had an interview with Charlotte, I think it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, he already made it known that he wanted. But for me, I'm just like, remember there was JJ did that like shit on First Take where he's like, the fans don't want to be educated. And I'm like, you know what? LeBron probably saw that and was like,
yo, be on Twitter, yeah.
And was like, yo, JJ, let's do an X and O's podcast, right?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking on some LeBron attention whore, regular LeBron shit. But then I'm like, wait, was this a plan from the start for JJ to show the world that like he knows hoop?
He knew.
And basically advertise like.
And have LeBron say, oh, I really agree with you. And we're going
hashtag I know ball.
And it's him showing Darvin Ham, this is what plays look like. Like, and I'm with you because I do think everything LeBron does is calculated, as I've been saying since day one. I do think that was. I don't know how this is going to work when the season starts because I do think they're going to.
Do you think they'll pod during the season?
That's what I want to know. I honestly think they should keep it up.
You know what would have been fire if they hired Dan Hurley
and he kept
and
doing
they still did the podcast.
Like. Yeah, to me, I don't know why the Lakers would want JJ, and I don't know why JJ would want them. I feel like
I know why JJ would want it because he gets to coach talented guys, and he gets to live in Los Angeles to do it and be paid pretty well. He's already got buy-in from the most important person on the team. Like for JJ, it makes all the sense. Like I think it's better than taking the Charlotte job.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That,
like
right?
when you think about the jobs that come open, right? Like it's Sacramento before Mike Brown got in there. It's the Charlotte job. It's not always the best. It's Orlando before Paolo got up in there.
Yeah.
Those are the type of jobs that come open. It's Atlanta.
Chicago.
And so Chicago.
I hate to say it, but it is what it is.
So I think this is a nice way to get your start, man. Especially again, because like the biggest thing for any coach is buy-in. You could know as much shit as you want, but if the players think you're full of shit and don't fuck with you and therefore will not go out and execute, don't matter how smart you are. Yeah. About like David Blatt, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people don't remember him, he was coaching the Cavs. He's got this illustrious international.
I remember David Blatt. That technical they should have called on that nigga, and my team should advance. I remember that.
But he was this like blustery dude, like famously Scott. Like he was like, if we win a championship, like meeting Obama wouldn't be a big deal to me because I've already met heads of state when I was overseas. Like,
you're in America now.
Like, yo, my nigga. Relax. So you could tell he had this like arrogant sort of posture. And the players and LeBron was like, yo, we don't fuck with him. Ty Lue came in there and they won a championship, right? And so if JJ could come into a situation and already have buy-in from the guys, that's a huge step in the direction.
Yeah, definitely, man. One last non-sports question, and I gotta ask you this: you hold the OVO flag very tightly. How these last couple weeks been for you? You're a fan, but you also hip hop head. I got you.
No. It's been tough as a Drake fan. It's been tough, and of course, living in LA. Oh my God, it's like 20 times worse. It's hilarious. And here's the thing too. It's like whatever. Fuck all of the discourse. It's kind of like the stuff that like has turned me off to the Kendrick thing and the whole play. It's like the discourse around him where it's like Drake's not black enough to have a right to make rap music, and like Kendrick is he's stepping up for the women and like all the women. I mean, all of that shit aside, I'm not gonna participate in that. The bottom line is the nigga made a song that's undeniable. Yeah. Right. And guess what, guys? If he should have been doing this shit. That's my point to all of this, right? Like at the end of the day, it's like all this shit about look at the records he's. I'm like, now we care about streaming numbers. Now we care about number ones because Kendrick is doing it. It's like, bruh, he could have been doing this. Make songs for the fucking people, bruh. Like that's it. And
he has the ability to do all of that.
That's all I'm saying. It's like, okay, thank you, Kendrick. You're making songs that we all like and we can all enjoy together as a community. Thank you for that. And that's it, honestly. Like that's my takeaway. And it's crazy because it's like the Pusha T thing happened, and I was able to enjoy that because I've been a Clips fan since they dropped. Right. Yeah. So like, obviously I'm a Drake guy, but like, I love Pusha T since these niggas came out. Like the Kendrick thing is different. It's harder for me to enjoy because I've never really enjoyed the nigga's music. He's never made music that spoke to me.
Bad though. Like
that's impossible. How could you say Kendrick Lamar's a bad rapper? That's insane. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Like not only is he talented, he really cares about what he's doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you could tell, like he really puts his all into what he puts out. Like come on, like this guy is well studied. Like he's listened to all of the greats. He studied the greats. It shows in the music that he does. He's just chosen to take a more, I guess some people would say auteur artistic approach, right? Like I'm trying to make artistic statements more so than pleasing, a mass audience. But with this shit in this new direction, he's trying to please a mass audience, and it's fucking working and it's connected, and he therefore won the battle. Like, come on, like you got to tip your cap to the guy. Like me personally, like I listen to that Meet the Grams and I'm just like, come on, bro. Like it's cliche. This is a backpacker preaching. Like this is a cliche, bro. Like this is crazy. A conscious rapper is preaching at us right now.
But like, I think what made it hit was the timing of it, because I always say this. If he waits till the next morning, we're having a different conversation. If he lets Family Matters sit for a night, I believe we're having a different conversation.
100%. And that's the thing too. Like, and I'm just too close to it because I like know people from Dreamville. Yeah. Like I know people that like that are close friends with the niggas that are now in Kendrick's camp. He's got a new team around him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I just know a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I just know a little bit too much, but like when he's like, oh, why you trolling on the internet? Like, I know for a fact, like, these niggas were engaging in internet warfare, like, on the Kendrick side. Like, all of the stuff that he's saying, like, they were themselves doing, right? Yeah. Like, you know, like, he drops the 616 and, like, oh, some fan cracked the code to see.
Oh, this is when OJ was convicted.
It's like, bro, no, like, that's them putting it out, bro. Like, I think I definitely underestimated Kendrick's ability to manipulate the internet. Like he just had a beautiful game plan. It was guerrilla tactics. It's like, yo, I'm not gonna fight you on your terms. Yeah. I'm gonna fucking blow up a grenade here. I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna drop right after your song. Like he just beat him on the tactics, and then he dropped an undeniable record. Like this, like that's it. You know, like. You gotta tip your cap to it. Like I'm sitting in the party on Friday and people are losing their goddamn minds to this song. Like you could say whatever the fuck you want about like, you know, has Drake had sex with underage women? Like at a certain point, this shit don't even matter. I don't think people are listening to the song and caring about it. No,
they don't. But I think that's a social media aspect with it because there was no internet with Nas, Jay-Z. As I've always said, I will go to my grave thinking that Jay-Z had the better songs. It's just when somebody when he went on was it Power 105, he sounded like he got hit in the chest. I mean, he lost, right? I can't. I'm a big whole fan. I can't even do that.
Yeah. No, and again, I'm friends with people who to this day are just like I've never voluntarily listened to either, right? Like
I haven't voluntarily listened to it either. Like, you know I'm in that list.
I've never pressed play voluntarily on that song,
yeah,
right? But again, man, like I just feel like even because it's just also hilarious. It's like even the Future record on the song, he's like niggas clicking up. And it's like, bro, you're clicking up. You're clicking up. You literally dissed this nigga. Like, it's like this. The chatter is just, it is what it is. I've decided to disengage from the chatter because, like, once niggas hit me with the should a biracial Canadian have the right to make hip hop, I was like, too
many of you niggas are Patrick Mahomes fans.
All right, man. I'm like, all right, man. I said, all right, I'm gonna step back. But on the merits of the music, you cannot take it away from Kendrick. Like the song is what it is. Like you can't take it away. Hate it or love it. Like the nigga delivered in a major way. He deserves the victory lap that these niggas is on. Like they did it.
I will be there with my box of popcorn watching the Prime concert next week because I will not be in line with all them Bloods and Crips at the real Inglewood for to come out next week.
Yeah. Real Inglewood for the Good luck with that to everybody who's at that.
For anybody who ain't been to Forum, they got the bathrooms in the basement at the Forum.
Like y'all enjoy that one.
Y'all have fun. But Wos, don't know they can get in contact with you, but not get in contact. They can follow
Big Wos on every single social media platform. Just follow our coverage at theringer.com, man. Ringer NBA show, all of that shit. So just check us out.
Always good to holler at you, my G.
All right, brother. Be good.
Yes, sir. We are going to get into our next topic, man. We got respect the culture. Got the homie Larry Legend in. I'm also gonna bring Bang and Dante in as they accused me of doing my Dan Rather interview to start the show. They said, Lero, they said I put them on the bench.
Niggas moving different.
Oh.
Niggas moving different, shit.
Just happy to be here, y'all.
I was doing this for timing because I knew that if I had everybody on, we'd have Lero on at 6:30. So I was like, let me make this at the right appropriate timing. But
I didn't realize who you was doing the show with. Was you was doing it with Walls or Steve Stout? He sounds like Steve Stout.
Both them niggas from Queens. Shout out my guy Wos.
There you go. Yeah, they both sound like I went to sleep. I nodded off.
All my New York homies that I really get along with all just happen to be from Queens. I don't know why. Like all my homies from New York.
It's not that interesting. You went to Curie, right?
Yeah, I went to Curie. Yeah.
A lot of people in Queens. You know what I mean? It's not that interesting. I get it.
Shout out all my Queens. And every time I come to New York, I stay in Queens. So that makes sense.
Hey Larry, he doing stuff with Ringer folks. CHGO Sports.
Oh, okay.
We just here.
Hey man, he gotta get he on the move, man. It's big boss man. That's the boss man right there.
We trying to do our thing.
Remember
man.
Nails?
You said remember who?
Remember when Nails whooped Big Boss Man's ass?
Oh man.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. We got Bang Womskins over here. Bang got secret meetings he gotta go to, but I'm over here.
Yeah. You talk about that on Summer Sessions next week.
But Lero, man, how you doing? G? What's going on?
I'm good, man. You see, I got some art behind me. I got some new art and shit in the crib. You know what I'm saying? We upgrading in the crib.
Fancy.
Doing some things,
I meant to text you earlier. I went to go see Bad Boys Ride or Die. Excellent movie. You got the excellent movie. If you haven't seen it,
I haven't seen it yet either.
They have not paid me for this promotion, but I have. When I met Martin Lawrence, like, what was this, 6-7 years ago, when I worked at Amazon, and I met him, and I don't know why, my natural reaction, I hugged this nigga, and he didn't embarrass me in front. He didn't embarrass me in front of white people. So Martin is my nigga forever. So I immediately apologized. He said, "No, you good." Like somebody, come on, like, have you met Martin? I'm like, nah, this first time I met the nigga. I don't know, Marty Marr. And he was super cool, man. He ain't made me look stupid in front of white people. So shout out to Martin. But yeah, man. So let's just, let's get into it. As we were just kind of talking about we were talking about the Kendrick thing. Last time we had John, we didn't know that Kendrick had a concert coming. Officially got announced. The pop out will be next Wednesday, which is Juneteenth. And that's gonna be live at as my man Chick Hearn used to say, the Fabulous Forum. Where all the Showtime Lakers won, Bulls won their first championship at the Forum. That's gonna be a great night. Yeah, and the Forum Club, they still got the Forum Club door up. I don't know if anybody been to the Forum recently. The door for the Forum Club is still there. If you walk past it, it says the Forum Club. Now I'm pretty sure there's nothing in there right now, but it's still very artificial or very legendary building, even though it looks like a small car next to SoFi Stadium. SoFi Stadium looked like the Death Star from Star Wars, and it just looks super, super small. But that's going to be going down, man. And we've been seeing, it's Ken and friends. So all we know right now is the DJ Mustard will be there. What's your opinion on that? Also, by the way, if you don't know, we'll be streamed on Amazon Prime. So if you're not going to be there, like none of us probably going to be there, you can watch on Amazon Prime. They got very good cameras, man. I saw when they did the Mr. Morale 4K. It looked amazing. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. What do you think about this concert, man? And what are you expecting? Do you think this is going to be Kendrick's Tupac House of Blues moment? Do you think he's going to go full Summer Jam screen? Or do you think he's just going, I might do a diss or two, but it's really just going to be about my music?
I think the latter. I think it's going to be about the music. I think he's going to let them bubble over before he decides to drop They Not Like Us. Like they can't, I think people are going to anticipate that, and I just feel like as a Gemini, he wouldn't do that. He going to probably do what you said, like, man, he going to do a lot of his songs. He going to remind y'all what Mr. Morale was. He going to remind y'all about all the other songs that he got because they say he don't make enough hits or whatever. He going to remind you of the songs that you've heard before. And then, I mean, I don't, it would be cool. I wouldn't mind him if he kept going, keep his foot on his neck. I feel like that sometimes. I understand the way that feel. Like, keep your foot on the nigga neck when they down. Like, don't let him get up. He talked too much. This man mentioned your mom, your wife. He mentioned your wife. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at that point, I would love for him to stay on him, but I just don't feel like, I think he gonna take the high road. It would be amazing if he don't. It would be amazing if he does not. But I think he's taking the high road, man.
I think it's going to be a mix, man. I think that obviously he's got to play Not Like Us. It's his biggest song ever. It's either number 2 or number 3 on the charts right now. I don't know, the Eminem song came out and I think went number 1, so I don't know where Not Like Us went. But he's got that. I personally think he's going to do that, and I do think he's going to do Euphoria. Because there's anything that I underestimated about Kendrick through this battle is how ruthless he can be. I think he's going to open up with Euphoria. I think he's going to open up with Euphoria, and I think he's going to bookend it with Not Like Us. But I do think it's going to be kind of like a victory lap. I think you're going to get the classic songs, and I think he's going to announce the album. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing from very verified sources that the album's coming sometime late summer. So I think we're going to get that. And I think it's just going to be, like me and Wilder talking about, LA it's on top right now. It's feeling like the Lakers won the championship. You know what I'm saying? The vibes are high. And I think it's just going to be a victory lap. And also, I think he really got mad at that line where Drake told him, you rap like you freed the slaves. Well, nigga, I'm gonna do this on the holiday of the freeing of the slaves and double down on that. Bang, you are the media king here. What are you expecting? What do you want, number one, and what are you expecting from Kendrick at this concert next week?
I think you had said it the other day. I expect Tupac House of Blues. I expect it to be a good time. I expect the West to put their flag down. I don't think Kendrick is gonna get, too heelish. But he gonna let it be known that the West won. He gonna let that be known. And with that being said, I think it's gonna be a good night. You're gonna get, Kendrick probably, from the last couple of years, and probably get a couple of surprises here or there. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the surprises. Who's gonna pop up and show niggas? The name of the show is the pop up.
Pop out. Yeah.
So the pop out. So that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited to see what surprises are in store for this night. Maybe we get a Black Hippie on stage performance.
I think
or something like that.
Chris Brown and YG in there when he was talking about. I bet they bang the set. I bring them out just cause. Bring YG Chris Brown out just cause.
Here's my prediction for you, the Dante. This is my guess prediction. I have nobody's told me this is gonna happen, but obviously Black Hippie is a given. I think Black Hippie. I think you're gonna get SZA. I think obviously Mustard announced he's gonna be there. You're gonna get YG. I think you're gonna get Snoop. I think Snoop's gonna pull out because it's also being sponsored by Gin and Juice, which is Snoop and Dre's drink. So I think Snoop will be there. I think you're gonna get all the West niggas, but the non-West niggas, I think Pluto gonna show up. I think Pluto and Metro gonna show up. I think Rihanna is pulling up. She came out to watch, so I definitely think she'll come out to the forum. I think Rihanna gonna pull up and do Loyalty. I think that you're gonna see probably some random. My random. Now this probably isn't gonna happen, but my I won't say hot take, but bold prediction. Mrs. Sean Carter shows up and she does either one or two of her songs with Kendrick. That's my yes list because I think it's gonna be a whole bunch of. I think he's gonna do an OVO Fest type thing for the West Coast. That's what I think is gonna happen. Dante, what you expecting for next week?
Hey, before you say that, Dante, real quick, I do think one other surprise could be Taylor Swift. I don't know.
That would be hilarious.
Why not?
Because he brought up Taylor Swift Day, and that'd be funny. The Bloods and Taylor Swift. Travis Kelce gonna be on stage.
This is the thing, like everything y'all are saying is just fueling my point, which is he gonna go full heel. I think you're gonna get multiple diss records. Definitely Euphoria and definitely Euphoria and Not Like Us. Wouldn't be surprised if he performed like that. And it's really going to be, like you said, it's definitely a victory lap, but at the same time, he's going to remind people because it has kind of died down a bit. Your boy Drake is still getting on Instagram, with the weirdo captions. What do you say? Goats aren't concerned with one-trick ponies. He said that.
Him and them Who Framed Roger Rabbit slacks. You got
them Oprah Winfrey pants.
Yeah, G. So no, I think he's gonna go full heel, and I think you're gonna get a lot of the disses. I don't know what time the show start, but it would kind of be fire if he started at 4 p.m. Pacific. So that's a chance so he could actually perform 6:16 in LA at 6:16 in LA. It's a lot of ways he could take this. It's a lot of ways he could do it. So I think it's gonna be a great show, but I do think he's gonna go full heel. I think the whole playing nice, that's just more so the internet thing. I don't think he give a fuck.
I hope not, man. As a Gemini, I feel like I wouldn't. I would do Meet the Grams and bring out what's the dude's name? Zach Fox to DJ his little piece of it at the mix of it and pro it. I do that. Got him out there doing that motherfucking,
Speaking of Summer Jam screen, because if he really wanted to get Petty G when the show over, he could just drop the picture of the birthday of the daughter that he was talking about.
Out, nigga.
Just drop the photo.
What if he brings the daughter out? I'm Drake's baby. And everybody, everybody just gotta go with that one.
Right. It might be some random girl that picked him on the street, but we don't care.
He gonna bring his wife out. and they're gonna kiss on stage.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Right, exactly. It's gonna be something. The way
It's gonna be
that
crazy.
a lot of people have been tweeting like, "Oh, it's gonna be crazy." We seen a lot of gang members put up pictures too, like, "Hey, not like us." Like, it's gonna be like I told Waz, Real Inglewood gonna be out next week. The Real Inglewood is gonna be out next week. But let's move on. I want to talk about Stephen A. Smith and Will Smith because Will, like I said, Bad Boys. Bad Boys. What's the name of it? The Ride or Die, because they didn't have so many damn titles for this shit. Bad Boys Ride or Die came out, and by the way, amazing promo run. That there, Martin and Will are showing you that movie stars need to get back on their promo joints and get people to watch these movies. It's been a great promo run. But Stephen A. Smith said on his show, the Stephen A. Smith Show, that he still has a hard time watching Will Smith movies because of what he did to Chris Rock 2 years ago, and said that he needs to sit down with the black people and explain the thing. Don't sit down with the white media. And I'm here to say that nobody cares. Niggas didn't care when it happened. We thought it was funny. Now, do we all have our reasons for why it happened? I do believe Jada sent him off, but that's not really the point. Like I think I'm still a Chris Rock fan. I still think Chris Rock is funny. If Chris Rock, he ain't out here telling us don't stop, go see Will Smith movies. I don't think nobody cared about that outside of white people. And I think that obviously Stephen A. Smith doesn't speak for all black people, but it's like I don't feel like we need to be putting out messages like that to begin with. Nobody is bringing that up. That was 2.5 years ago. Like, he has a new movie out. Like, why are we talking about that anymore? What do you think about what Stephen A. said? Because we can talk about what white people said about Will Smith. That's whatever. What do you think about what Stephen A. Smith said about Will Smith?
I be feeling like he be going for the clickbaits. I feel like he's saying mostly everything. Once I realized that actually about a lot of people, I stopped caring about what they say. Because it's like, at the end of the day, he don't have to answer for nothing. Like, we don't have to speculate about it either. We can speculate if we want to, and we come up with our own reasons for why he did what he did. I mean, like, I thought it was fake. I thought it was funny a little bit. I'm not going to lie. And, like you said, Chris Rock ain't even against Will Smith that much. Like, of course, he's going to tell his jokes about it, and, he held his composure and all of the things that he did right. I'm not gonna say should have did, because as a nigga, I don't know. I don't really give a fuck. But him being the way he was about it makes it softer for people of our culture to be like whatever about it. But white folks don't feel how they feel. I feel like it's funny to me because at the end of the day, they put out all these movies every summer, or the last 2 summers, I say, and they have been failing real hard. And the guy who 2 summers ago was banned from the Academy Awards is succeeding very well in 1 week at putting out a movie. So I feel like, it's a sweet victory for Will. Stephen A., like I said, he said that he still got to answer for the stuff with the girl. Like, I don't understand how we even got off that. Like, how you get to the point where you could talk about Will Smith and we ain't finished what you had to say about that woman, and taking the fault of you not promoting WNBA. That's what I want to talk about with this nigga. Fuck, like, nigga, like, you don't even, like, we don't care how you feel about this at the end of the day. Like, at the very end of the day, who gives a fuck with Stephen? This is like when Dave Chappelle said, man, we got to ask Jrue what the fuck is going on. I don't care about what like, we talking about how good the movie is, the promo run, like you said, the man showing up in the theaters to be out with the fans and stuff like that, and you talking about the slap from 2 years ago. Like, for me, I would want Chris Rock in the next one. Make Chris Rock the supervillain. I'm sure he'd be down for that shit. Get to smack him back on camera. That would be funny. Like,
there's definitely a lot of money involved in that.
Man, a lot of money. Why wouldn't they do it though? Will Smith don't care that much. Like, he did it, and he already feel a little bad about it. So, I would just go that route. But as far as Stephen A., I don't want to say words that would get y'all banned on this show. But I mean, one of them rhymes with booms. So, I mean, I'm just, y'all figure that out. You know what I mean? Like, I love my boy, though. I fuck with Stephen A. I understand what he doing. I just feel like sometimes, like you said, don't bring that shit up. There's no point in even saying anything about that. Like, let it go. But he got an agenda.
Yeah, the one thing that I learned about being a black man in general is just know when to say when. You ain't got to speak up on everything, especially when it involves another black man. Yeah, we saw what happened at the Oscars and all of that stuff. But it's 2024, and guess what? A lot of people ain't necessarily talking about that. And when they was talking about it, they wasn't talking about it as far as being horrific, anything like that. It didn't change somebody's life outside of the people that was involved. Like I saw it and I said, ooh, this is a skit? Oh, this is real. And guess what? Will apologized. And guess what Chris Rock did? He addressed it in his comedy special. To me, it's dead after that. Chris Rock addressed it in his way. Will apologized. These dudes ain't got to kick it. Say hi. Have tea. Go to Delilah. They ain't got to do none of that shit. But Will addressed it. He apologized. Chris Rock addressed it in his own way. And if you watch Bad Boys 4, I believe that they addressed it in the film in their own way, in a very proper way, without telling the movie. So for me, Stephen A. Smith got to chill. Like, the one thing about Stephen A. when it comes to this new show that he has going on and stuff like that, you know, he tries to talk on everything outside of sports, politics, pop culture, and all of that. What I want Stephen A. Smith to realize, not just in this conversation, but in the conversation he keeps bringing up with the WNBA, it's just not a monolith. All right. And I even hate using that because it feels like it's a crutch word for people now. It's a buzzword. It's like monolith and gaslight are in the same boat now. But it's the truth. All black folks don't think alike. And you know what? When you go to the movies and you went to see Bad Boys, you ain't think about no goddamn slap. What you thought was, yo, entertain me. We had just came from the dealership, and I told my wife, man, let's go see Bad Boys 4. And she was like, I don't know. And I told her, I said, look, man, we're not expecting no Oscar-winning performances. We're expecting some jokes. You're going to laugh. There's going to be some explosions. There might be even a plot. And at the end, Will and Martin going to hug it out because they bros, Bad Boys for life. What you going to do? And you're going to enjoy it. That's what happened. All of them shits happened. It was good to just see them brothers on the film. And you know what? Who else don't give a damn? Stephen A. Smith? The public. Because Bad Boys 4 just so happens to be the first movie in this summer movie experience that we have right now that actually did something. The budget for the film was 100. The first weekend, it made 104. So for all of those, and I had jokingly said, it's like, oh, I guess Will Smith recovered from the slap, huh? It just shows you that people don't give a damn. Because it has been people that have done less, than Will Smith, that when their movie come out, it bombs. They didn't go see that movie for Martin. They went to go see that movie for Will Smith. And this is what now? What, almost 20 films of this man having 100 million or more? Come on, man. Will Smith saved Hollywood a couple of times. Just so happens that he did it again this summer. And you know who else is going to be happy about that, Stephen A? Hollywood. Now, since this man did that, oh, guess who's going to be back in good graces when it comes to the people in Hollywood? Will Smith. So sometimes you just need to chill. Don't do nothing stupid. Be a family man. Be a husband. Relax. Let shit die down. And guess what? You got another $100 million film.
Definitely. Lero, man, let's talk about this. Like you had on here about Eminem. Eminem put out a new record. Covered it. I don't put out that. I have not heard that shit. Eminem to me retired in 2002. So I don't know anything about the song, but I know it's shot up to number 1 and number 2 on the charts. You put on here Eminem a product of affirmative action. Explain that to me.
We had the Eminem record come out maybe like a week or two ago, where he was like, he dropped the Megan Thee Stallion line and the people were upset. And some people didn't, I mean, they just felt like he was old. He'd been playing a lot. I just feel like when you think about his stance in the hip hop industry, how people have to, it's almost affirmative action to me, a little bit, just because how people like traditionally just have to put him in their top 5. And just like you said, most people haven't listened to him since 2004. Most people in our culture. I'm not gonna say his fans. His fans, he got 1 million or so or 10 million fans worldwide that are going to listen to him whenever he drops. I'm not talking about them because they're not us. We don't ride around in the car. We saw a clip of Snoop years ago saying, we don't ride around in the car listening to Eminem. Nobody does that. Nobody presses play on that in 2010 and beyond, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, you had those 2 records that came out back to back that people acted like they was like, oh, Eminem's back. Nobody cares. And I just feel like, to me, he's affirmative action. But I just wanted to ask you guys. I wanted to pose this question. I don't think people have really ever asked this before. Is Eminem affirmative action for white folks in hip hop? People put him above people who he mimic.
Like, I think for me with M is like this. I think that the difference between him and a lot of white rappers is when he first came out. One, he was accepted by the culture. Of course, when he came out, it was goofy. He was in his own lane. He's rapping about white people stuff, but at the same time, it's also who he was branded by, I guess. So he came out with the Dr. Dre stamp. With the Dr. Dre stamp meant a lot at the time. And if you want to be real about Eminem, kind of say Dr. Dre's career. People forget about the he did say Dr. Dre's career with the Aftermath. That thing ain't hit. The Firm, that thing ain't hit. So the way he was ushered in, I get where you're coming from. I just think the point right now is he hasn't evolved with his music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for me, one of his first three albums I still enjoy. And especially the Eminem show, I feel like was his most, introspective one. Now it feels like he's the how do you do kids meme. Like, he's still doing the stuff that he was doing 20 years ago. It's like, my nigga.
But wait a minute, but then the song go number 1?
No, we know that was gonna go number 1.
What I'm saying is while he's not evolved, the blacks is asking him to evolve. The whites is like, play that funky music, white boy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we look at music to have purpose at some point. When you an artist like that and you've been out so long, you got to have some purpose within your music. And I feel like, it's just soulless music. You know what I'm saying? He just be rapping syllables. It'd be like, I read the dictionary today. These are the words I learned. And I'm going to let you hear them. I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't want to hear about you killing your mama. We love our mamas in my culture. I don't understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'd have killed his mama on 5 albums.
I think it's only oh so much recovery raps that he could do. So he had to go back to what he knew best. Because like, I'll be honest, like Eminem, like
way too many niggas listen to Kid Cudi.
No, I'm saying
I will never.
I had self-esteem in college. I didn't listen to Kid Cudi.
Hey man, talk about it. Talk about it. People be acting like that nigga saved their life. I be like,
go ahead,
no, but I'm saying like, because like promise he got the talent. Like the Eminem show is some great storytelling. But like you said, when you get with the far out there shit, it's kind of like Irv Gotti said. He was like, could a nigga make them songs? Absolutely not. Like you're not getting heralded as the greatest rapper of all time, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't give a fuck how many records he sold. That's just crazy. But I think I never had it phrased as affirmative action, but when you really think about it, it looks a lot like affirmative action.
And they put them in there and they kept them there. That's the thing. Like we come from the era of niggas our age. If you asked us 10 years ago, a lot of niggas would say they top 5 is Biggie, Pac, and shit like that, because that's kind of like what people do. They usually say whoever else's top 5 was before.
It's like when niggas ask you your top 5 favorite rappers, niggas are like Denzel, Will.
Yeah, and then you get to the point where you get your own, and we still have our own. We got a few people. I'm sure all of us have a few people in our top 5. We had this discussion before where we have somebody similar. But these guys, like, that's what they do with Eminem. I feel like somebody heard somebody say, hey, he was top 5. He the best white rapper ever and all this and that. And then it carried so long. Like, then you got to honor it because of, like, shit that Drake likes to pull. Or even, I mean, Hov pulled it. Like, I would, Platinum 8 Summers or whatever, and, you know, Drake is the #1 stream guy and he makes all the money. So like when they talk about Eminem, like not only does he say a lot of words in his raps, but he also sells a lot of records. And it's not good enough for me, but I understand that argument. I just feel like it ain't no substance in that. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like you said, my last time listening to Eminem was Eminem show. I heard the movies album, 8 Mile.
8 Mile. Yeah, 8 Mile soundtrack was good.
8 Mile soundtrack.
It was a lot of 50 on there. That's why I really liked it.
It was a lot of, Obi Trice was on there.
Obi Trice, yeah.
It was a good album, but like that was the end of him for me. Like after that, I was like, oh, I'm black. I can't really, like, I already couldn't really relate, but it was just like, I never heard nobody rap like this. White, like white boys rap like this. This is what they talk about. This is what they do in the trailer park. This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And after so long, like Wonder shows and stop being funny to me. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the same shit. Tom Green stopped being funny to me. You know what I'm saying? This is Tom Green rap. I don't want to hear that shit. Like,
Jackass 3D raps.
Yeah, like I mean, you know, it's
Jackass
like 3D rap. TRL. Like I don't want to hear that. Like
I saw Jackass 3D in theaters. I don't laugh none of that now, but at the time, that was the funniest shit ever to me at the time.
Like, I just watched Freddy Got Fingered recently. It was funny again to me.
Like you can be a white, like
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Hey, that part's still funny. But like it can be white, like Superbad is still funny to me. Like I will laugh at Superbad forever.
Look, man, white people are extremely funny and hilarious. You gotta have a couple of white people that's around to make you laugh and stuff and do shit that you'll never do. However, I don't want to hear that shit on 13 songs.
I don't want to hear it in my raps. I watch
Tom Green raps. Tom Green raps is a good one.
Yeah, Tom Green raps. Joe.
I don't want to hear none of that shit.
And he had the Robin costume on his new video. I saw it. I'm like, yo, like
my nigga, you get seniors discount at the movie theater. What are we doing?
You clearly dye your beard, my boy. Like
Go back to introducing Detroit draft picks.
Wear that hat, go around and fake like you care, and then go back into your zone.
Your daughter just got married, fam. Go be a family man.
Man, Haley got married. Damn,
yeah.
Okay.
Haley got married.
Let's go to your last point, man. We want to talk about like the culture of female hip hop, man. I want to hear this. What you got for us?
Okay, so I've been having like soft debates with my woman about female hip hop and the way that they view things, and I had to come to the realization that they don't grade hip hop the way we grade it. And when we say that, so Bia dropped that record, right? Horrible record, like horrible. Like who taught the beat? Did you really think this beat? Like the beat sounded like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to like that beat on sale at Meyer. Like it didn't sound like the beat I heard on with Kendrick. And then they got but her points are she raps and writes her raps. And I feel like in my mind, and this is what I'm arguing with my lady, like I'm gonna always choose the artist over the phony. Like I'm not gonna choose a Milli Vanilli over the singer. Like I'm just not gonna do that. And it's against art to me. Yeah. But women don't judge rap like that. Nope. They judge rap off of if I like her more. And I had to realize that. So when we come up with these, these ideas of who we think the best female rappers are we manning it up? Or because like is this let's be honest, most niggas don't even listen to female rap. It's some women that you may hear, you're gonna hear songs, but you're not downloading their albums and listening to every record, and you're not doing that. You're not riding your car to it. True. So do we just leave that to them? Why do we have to be like so on what they make them abide by our rules? I do feel like certain rules should stand, but if they don't care, how can I make them care? Like Nick, like Cardi B is the best female rapper to them. She don't even write nothing. Yeah. It bothers me.
And that's why as much stuff as we give Nicki, you got to give her a lot of love at the same time because she writes her raps. Right. I think what you said, I think it's they go off of what they feel. Like I care about Drake reference tracks. I haven't looked at Drake as anything more of an entertainer for about a decade now. A lot of his fan base a lot of them are women, don't care. Like, oh, I just like how it sounds. So in this particular thing, first of all, Bia, what made me mad about the Bia thing wasn't even a record. It was a video she put up where she standing in the camera like she just dropped Ether Part 2. Like, I was like, all right, man. Like, and I like Bia, by the way. You know,
I like
she
Bia
writes,
too, but
it's like,
hey,
come on.
when she
She
said
serves a purpose.
when she said, yeah, on the Mute Hall of Fame, I tell you guys, the Mute Hall of Fame, it works. You put Sweetie in there, you know, just watch her stuff on mute.
Mute all
You don't hear it. But
all the
Bia,
sweeties think she's got great PR.
yeah, she do. I don't like that 90 song, but she's
That shit
working
is
it.
terrible.
She's working
Yeah.
it. But Bia,
Oh, you talking about the Old Navy song?
yeah. Forever 21 shit.
That's not
Yeah.
old nigga. That's a raw song.
That too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wherever
Bia
is
sat
lip
back,
gloss at the at the checkout.
when she
That's where
sat
that
back
song
and
is
she
playing.
said, and me and my girls be talking about your tattoos in our group
Oh,
chat.
that was terrible.
They really whack. We really do. I was like, oh my God, like, is it a puppeteer behind her? She looks awkward. This is not right. You're ruining yourself. I've been championing Bia since like 2015. She used to be on a rap TV show. Pharrell signed her. She had some decent songs on her SoundCloud. And then you do this. You ain't even make it yet. You just had a hit last year with the Money song or 2 years ago. Like, why would you do this? You can't go against. Why don't they understand standing next to Nicki Minaj is not so good? Like what somebody say, standing close to the sun get you burnt. Like,
Yeah.
why y'all don't understand? Leave her alone. Leave her shenanigans alone. Like, you just ruined yourself. The song sucked. And now, you know, we gotta. People still care about Cardi B dropping this fake album. Like, they ask her about that shit more than Rihanna. Sorry. I get a little.
No, but also you gotta ask, like, is Nicki putting the battery in people back? Like, you know, is that happening? She's setting them up for the okie doke. Because at the end of the day, Nicki has the cachet to do whatever she want to do. Like, she done nutted up several times and nobody cares. Like, she's already established as the elite in female rap and women rap. So, you know, I don't know why these, like you said, if you were up and comer, why would you draw that line and now you fucked? Because like you said, it's gonna be interesting.
Nicki has a solid fan base because one, she's married to a 69 guy and nobody cares. Like that nigga literally has a weird case.
Her brother is one. Like, she has several real cases around her. Like, this is nothing new. Like, when you on top, it don't matter.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Sold out all her shows too. She sold out all them joints.
And it's like, Bia, she performed during the NBA Finals yesterday. It's like, you got bigger fish to fry. Like, what are we doing? But I think some of her stuff when she's not rapping just looks awkward because when she got the jersey from Jaylen Brown last night, she just looked awkward the way she responded. Like, she couldn't believe she got the jersey. Like, you're sitting next to Metro Boomin. Like, usually people in the front row. Yeah, usually people in the front row. Yeah, she's still the girl from Boston in her head. Like, you know, like that's really what it comes down to. But Laro, man, let them know they get tuned with you, man. Everything you got going on and where they can follow you.
Larry is Legend on everything. Larry is Legend 1 on Instagram, where you can find me. Just be on the lookout for the Culture Seller. Like I said, we still working. I got a lot of different shows we working on. And that's about it. I'm also into real estate. Yep.
Okay.
You don't remember? You don't know?
I just got the Rusty. I wonder what that nigga look like now, man. He said he's got a real estate.
Doing his real estate, bro.
For a minute, I thought you was on your James St. Patrick. Oh, we got the Queen's Child Project coming.
Well, you was like, okay. I'm like, oh, he ain't hear it.
It hit me as soon as I like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what you're talking about, man. But I'll let you, bro. Next week.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna pay some bills real quick, and then we're gonna bring Pavito on, man. I want to thank our sponsors, Pillars. Pillars is the best clothing line in the Chicagoland area. If you're looking for a dope hoodie, a sweatsuit, shirts, shoes, or even stuff for your kids, Pillars is where you should go. You can visit any of their 4 store locations in the Chicagoland area or visit pillarsclub.co and order online. There we go. Weekend in the association with the one and only Pavito in the house. Pavy, what's going on, brother?
Man, how you feeling?
Doing pretty good. We have become an actual show on there. We got extra commercials and shit. Bang! I saw what you put. yeah. But we got Pavy here, man. Y'all know to get into it, Pav, man. If you watch anything on the channel, it's him and the homie TPJ on HB Media. They run the whole thing, man. We here to talk about little bit of the NBA Finals, man. Pav, I just now saw your text. You said Jason Tatum was the worst player ever because
all time, bro. I hate it. I like listen. I understand. Listen, I understand basketball, so I understand. He was making the right plays. He had 11 assists. He was rebounding the basketball. I get all of that. Even game one, I get all of that. But this motherfucker shot 6 for 22. G.
Yeah.
Shot 6 for 22, bro. G, if he even shoots 50%, G, the man done shot 50% 3 times in the playoffs, bro. They done played like 20 games, bro. G, he shot 6 for 22, bro. Like it was, and then it was like the drives. You throwing the ball off the backboard on layups. I'm like, G, come on, bro. He's the worst player of all time. I don't like Jason Tatum. I'm sorry. I don't like Jason Tatum.
I just saw that text today because my phone does not exist on the weekends anymore. I put my joint on D&D and put it on the other side of the room.
Worst player of all time, bro.
And then I saw it. I was like, yeah, this nigga is annoying.
Everybody I knew, like he's the worst player of all time, bro. Everybody I knew that was watching basketball, I texted him, Jason Tatum was the worst player of all time.
And then I clicked on you and Thomas' stream last night. You just look so disinterested. Like you like this nigga, man. Like
the worst player of all time, bro.
Well, my question for y'all, man, I wanted to bring this in and have this more of an in-depth conversation with y'all. I asked Waz the same thing, but why doesn't this Boston run feel special? Like I kind of feel like if this was any other team, we would be giving them love for just how dominant they've been. But I feel like everybody outside of the actual state of Massachusetts is just like, man, whatever. Them niggas good, but
because they've been here 1,000 times. It's like, bro, at some point y'all gotta win. Also, they don't have like usually most teams when they get to this situation, they have like a number one defiant, like dominant, like this is the best guy in the league player. The Celtics don't have that. Like Jason Tatum. No, put everybody back on the screen. Put everybody back on the screen.
Okay, Stephen A.
Put everybody back on the screen. Jason Tatum, he's a top what player in the league? Just ask him. Top what player in the league?
Top 10.
15.
You said top 15. That's funny as fuck. That's funny as that's even worse. Okay, Jaylen Brown, top what?
I say top 20.
Top 20. Yeah,
20.
That's the problem.
20.
That's the problem. Like but like that's the problem. The fact we're sitting there talking about, oh yeah, Tatum is a top. You said top. I would say, even though I hate the guy, I would say he's still top 10. He's like 5 to 10 somewhere. He's 5. He's
not
like
5. He's like 6 to 10.
But Bang just said top 15. Meaning he think the man might be starting from 8.
He played like a top 15 nigga in these playoffs.
But again, that's the problem. It's like such a team victory that it doesn't feel like there's like this one dominant star. And again, they've been here mad times. Like they went to the finals 2 years ago. They've been in East Conference Finals literally every single year. Yeah. So it's like, bro, at some point in time, I guess y'all gotta win. Basically, and again, they don't have that like tier 1, like somebody put in the chat, that tier 1 level star. They don't have that, so that's why it feels like, yeah, whatever, bro.
Yeah, what you think?
No, I think it's definitely the fact that they've been here literally a handful of times. It's like, how many times do we see y'all almost get there before you fucking just do it? So I think with the talent, with everything, especially with Jaylen Brown getting his money, we know Tatum's about to get his money, Jrue Holiday getting his money, and just the overall disdain for Boston in general, like. People don't want to see them win. Like, let's be clear. People root against Boston. Like, even those who liked KG when they had their 2-year run. It's people tune in to watch Boston lose. So it's a matter of, it's like, all right, bro, y'all keep getting here. Like, either y'all gonna do it or y'all not. So I think even with, the way people feel about Jason Tatum and like he has been stinking it up. Like the nigga offensively, like everything I tried to shoot him bail for, he's done that during this series. And Scott looks like a genius right now. But I think it's just the fact that, bro, they've been here, we've seen it. It's like, all right, y'all gonna finally, is this the time y'all finally get it done?
I disagree.
My bad. Go ahead, man.
But I only disagree because I disagree on the reason. Pav is right. I just disagree on the reason. There's no charisma on the team. Like, there's no charisma. Even Jokic got charisma. He just, his charisma is
Serbian charisma.
It's right. That's why it's, and how he carries himself in a way that he came up. But they're unassuming superstars. They went on this whole little tirade about Stephen A. Smith getting a call from somebody talking about Jaylen Brown and how he's not liked and all of that stuff and how he's marketable. The nigga ain't marketable, fam. He's a nice guy, very smart, But there's a lot of smart dudes out here that's marketable. He ain't that. Jason Tatum, his kid is more marketable than him. And I don't even see Deuce in commercials. Like, if anything, I love to see Deuce in commercials. Look at Jason Tatum. Look at Jason Tatum in commercials. It feels like he barely know how to read, Jack, when he be saying some of his lines. There's nobody on this team that has swag whatsoever to make you care about the Boston Celtics, which is the second part about this. Just look at the Boston Celtics, fam. Larry Bird talked shit, had swag. You still hated him, but you couldn't front on the man. And then disappeared. As much as people hate Paul Pierce, he had swag on that court. He talked shit. Antoine Walker talked shit. You get to the big three. It's Kevin fucking Garnett saying Lord every time he talk about the goddamn Celtics. He said Lord so much when he said the C's, he wasn't really talking about the Celtics. He was talking about CVL. They had it. Jason Tatum just be around here doing Kobe quotes and wearing big suits. No, we don't care. You know who we care about? We care about Kyrie. We care about Luka. We care about Ant. We care about LeBron. Shit, we probably care about Cat more than we care about Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. There's just no swag.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No,
fam, you can talk shit about Cat.
No, we don't.
You can talk shit about Cat, and the shit is funny. Talking shit about Jason Tatum is like, so the fuck what?
I just want to say,
it's like, so the fuck what? That's even worse.
Me and Pav were the pioneers of Tatum hate. We were alone 2 years ago.
We been G. I still don't think people really, because again, it lends to your point, because he's a very unassuming guy. I still don't think people realize how historically bad he was in the NBA Finals 2 years ago. That was one of the worst finals performances I have ever seen by somebody who's supposed to be a superstar. If he even played regular bad, he's a champion.
Yeah,
he played historically bad. Historically
bad. I still think, like, all of the social justice shit that Jaylen Brown did, that hurt him a lot too, with a lot of the casual NBA fans, because they looking for a reason to hate these niggas anyway.
Yeah.
And so when he went above and beyond with that, and then, you know, defending the Hebrew Israelites when they came out to Barclays for Kyrie, like, he's done a lot of goofy shit that's really like leaned into like people not liking him. So it, like, the whole I'm marketable, you know, dating a 50-year-old IG baddie, like, he ain't really that marketable. Like, let's just be honest about it. Bernice Burgos.
Okay, I understand.
So it's like, oh yeah, I understand, but it's like at the same time, when we talk about marketability and all of that, they're not trying to hear that. So,
I mean, them niggas all awkward. I was watching the NBA TV interview last night, and Shaq was trying to drop some game on Jaylen Brown. He's like, look, I know they're trying to break y'all up. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry about titles, do what you gotta do. And then was it Matt Weiner? Matt Weiner was like, did you understand that? He was like, no. Shaq almost got hot for a minute. And Shaq's like, well, what you didn't understand. They trying to break me and Kobe up. And it's just like, oh, okay. Like, he kind of looked at Shaq like, you old nigga. I'm like, look, it's a 4-time champion, nigga. Show some respect.
It was actually good advice.
It was very good advice.
Yeah, it was great advice. And then he was just like, don't worry about titles, go win. Like,
yeah, I think I would listen to him instead of whatever he be doing. But I think it's what y'all said. Like, this team has no swagger. It's the only Boston Celtics team that's been like in a championship run that had no swagger. We could say that, you know, the 80 Celtics had like white boy swagger, but they had white boy swagger. They had swagger.
Cedric Cornbread Maxwell.
Like
that nigga named Cornbread on the team.
Cornbread got more swagger, and he the announcer. When he gave him the Eastern Conference trophy, there was more swagger in that press conference that he had than anything we've heard from these niggas. Like, on the basketball side, this is a good team. Like I told Wise, we're just talking basketball. Cool, it's basketball. But for the casual fan, what's the story? What
also the way they play isn't very interesting to watch either.
Yeah, they, like I said, they are more talented than 2004 Detroit Pistons.
No,
they're more talented Pistons, bro.
No,
they're more talented 2004 Pistons, bro.
I'm not.
Gee, they have the team aspect.
That's putting a lot on it, G. That's putting a lot on it, G.
How's it putting a lot on? It is a more talented Detroit Pistons.
I know we don't like the niggas, G, but come on now.
But
How's that not? Hold on. Let me cook on my point real quick. I want to know why am I in the wrong here? Somebody give me a reason why I'm in the wrong.
Like at least Tatum do cool dribble moves. G. At least Jaylen Brown might dunk on somebody.
Yeah, he missing
He
when he
said
do
talented.
I said more
That's the
talented.
talent part.
No,
I said more talented.
No, G. No, bro. G. I can't give you the Pistons.
Boston can still run you off the floor. Like,
Yeah, G. I can't give you
More
the Pistons.
talented.
Pistons
Okay, that was a different
75 to
era,
60,
bro. Niggas wasn't scoring like that. But to me, what I mean is the team aspect. The team aspect. Why I agree with me is I got one nigga who was on my side on the show.
Oh, actually, no, I disagree with you. Well, matter of fact, I just thought about it. You know why I disagree? I agree with you until I thought about the one player who was on the team.
Who?
They ain't even got a Rasheed Wallace on the team. Like, nigga, who is the Rasheed Wallace of the team? Like, who is the person that's like Rasheed? Everybody on that team was boring. I get you. On that Detroit team, everybody was boring.
Shane O'Mac, me and Pav was saying the same thing on this side. That's when the hate started. When niggas say he's better than KD in that first
Who said
round.
that though?
I mean, he's
it was
the timeline was saying that 2 years ago.
No, he's better than Kevin Durant in 2024. He's better than Kevin Durant in 2024.
No, he's not.
He's better than Kevin Durant.
No, he's not.
Kevin Durant's not a top 5 player in 2024, bro.
He's not a top 5 player.
Kevin Durant might not be a top 10 player in 2024.
KD is a top 20.
I don't think KD is a top 10 player in 2024. We just love Kevin Durant.
Who's your top? I don't really care about KD like that. Who's your top 10 players there? Just off
a hand.
It ain't got to be a no error.
Steph, Anthony Davis, Jokic, Luka, obviously, Shea, Tatum, Giannis.
LeBron not in there no more?
No, fuck no. Top 10, hell no. No, and I love LeBron, but like, what are we doing?
Embiid.
Oh yeah. Embiid when he plays, Kawhi when he plays.
Well.
Regular season Kawhi is in there.
PG top 10?
Fuck no, hell no. And then 10, I'll say Ant. I'm fine with Ant. I'm fine with saying Ant. Top 10.
Yeah, there you go. AE. We gotta find a better nickname for this nigga. Ant-Man. I'm not even that fond of Ant-Man like that either. But yeah, I mean, to me, he's the Jason Tatum is the Michael Jordan of Paul George's. Like that. That's who exactly Jason Tatum is. He's not Michael Jordan. He's the Michael Jordan of Paul. He's the Michael Jordan of Paul George.
He's not
Paul.
Paul.
You be coming up with this shit.
He's not Paul George.
He said, "Surprise, Pavy didn't miss Rudy."
Nah, Rudy not top 10.
He's there. He's Michael Jordan of Paul George. So here's my question for y'all. Tatum or Brown? Now we all know Tatum is a better player. I believe Tatum is a better player than Jaylen. We know Brown. That. Okay, that's a good point. And somebody, I forgot who said. I think Levitar said. He said, if you look at everything that those two do, and if you take Brown's defensive ability, which I believe is better than Tatum's, is the gap that wide? So if I don't want to do the if you were building a team, that's a different conversation. If you can only choose one guy to have on your team, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, I'm personally taking Jaylen Brown just because I feel like he got a dog mentality. I know this is the old school Mamba mentality, Jordan thing, whatever that I'm doing. But I know he can go out there and give me a bucket when he's on the line. Now, I'm very aware that he doesn't face the double teams as much as Tatum faces. I think the opposing defense respects Tatum a little bit more, but I don't know about Jason Kidd because I feel like Jason Kidd was like, yeah, you know, that nigga the best one because he wants Jason Tatum to shoot them out the game. But if you could only have one of them on your team, Pav, who would you go with?
I would pick Tatum. Granted, I'd give him shit. That is not my favorite player, but I would pick Tatum. I think that playmaking is where the separation comes in. I think Tatum is a much better playmaker. Wow, the Michael Jordan of Jamal Mashburn. That's insane. But no, I think Tatum is a better playmaker than what Jaylen Brown is.
To Jamal Mashburn, Orlando.
But yeah, no, okay, that's also wild, man. But,
no, it's not.
Tatum
don't get banged when they go on on Jamal Mashburn.
I just think Tatum is a better playmaker, and you know, whatever you want to, because again, like we talked about this all the time, like yeah, Tatum got all the cool moves. That shit still 26 points. Brown don't have the same moves, but he still give you 26 points. But I think playmaking is where the difference comes in. Again, like even though he didn't shoot well last night, the man still did have 11 assists. That don't even count hockey assists. So he was still making the right play, and I think that is where Tatum shines over Brown at.
Bang, who you going with? Tatum or Brown?
First of all, we are not gonna disrespect Jamal Mashburn on this show.
I like Jamal Mashburn, but that's wild, bro.
We are not gonna
I like
disrespect.
Jamal Mashburn a lot.
We are
Jamal
not gonna
Mashburn for who?
disrespect him and call anybody the Michael Jordan of Jamal Mashburn. All right, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we gonna do that, let's not use Jamal Mashburn. Jamal Mashburn was a monster, and if he was healthy, he would have even been better.
Shane
All right?
O'Mackey, right? KD didn't make it past King Day this year. I didn't think he was
With
going to do that.
with that being said, I like dogs. I like Jaylen Brown. Like Jaylen Brown has a quiet swagger around him, just a monster mentality. He's not going. I mean, he gonna talk and do what he need to do. But if it was me, because none of them would be. First of all, neither one would be my number one option. You didn't say who would you start a team with, but I feel like, to me, Jason Tatum needs to be in a one spot. Jaylen Brown don't have to be in the number one spot, but he can, but he does not have to, because he's still going to do everything he needs to do within the team aspect to give you what you need to get. So as much as Jason Tatum might be a better player, I like players like Jaylen Brown, and they still going to give you, they'll still drop 40, 50 on your ass. He'll do it quietly. And then he'll go teach a class about some like astrophysics or some shit. So I'm picking that man.
Dante, who you got?
I got Jason Tatum. I think at the end of the day, his playmaking ability and what he can do with the ball in his hands outweighs a lot of that shit people say about Jaylen Brown. Don't get me wrong, Jaylen Brown is really good. And I think that's also part leads to why I always say you can't break him up. You have two really good players, whether no matter where we rank them, in that top 15, top 20, top 10, whatever, them combined, it's going to always have Boston in contention. And so I think if you had to pick between the two, I think it's no question that you go with Jason Tatum.
Now, before we go to the Mavericks side, did you guys see them nasty T-shirts that the Celtics pressed up yesterday?
No.
The half Jaylen Brown face, half Kobe face.
What?
What kind of sacrilege is the Celtics?
See, that's why I want that shit on my team.
Seats. It was on
every seat in the building.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
It's the Lakers. Like, what are we doing?
I understand the man isn't here with us anymore, but he's still a Laker.
I don't care what he's a Laker. Would you be happy if the Bears took half Caleb, half Aaron Rodgers and put around? I'll burn that building to the ground.
Nigga, I would find Michael McCaskey umpiring the kitty game and scare the shit out of his ass.
I wouldn't give a fuck.
This has nothing to do with anything. Whoever the Chicago Sky Security is, who let Jordan Love in Wintrust last night? Who let Jordan Love in Wintrust Arena the last game? Yes.
Wait a minute, why is Jordan Love in Chicago?
Why is he in our sports facilities? Who let that man in? Bang, you was mad when Justin got his mama some tickets.
I was about to say, Justin got his mama some tickets last year, so I know somebody like that nigga.
That's why that nigga's in Pittsburgh right now returning kicks. Like,
he is not returning kicks. Relax, nigga.
Hey, Tomlin said they're gonna figure some stuff out. I'm just saying.
You niggas are crazy. That's
you see them new kickoff rules. Kickoff is basically a quarterback draw now.
Right. Yeah, I'm just messing with Justin. But anyway,
I ain't.
Whatever security, let just Jordan Love in. That man needs to be fired. We need to have rules in this city. But anyway, going to the Maverick side of it, Kyrie Irving is now 0-12 against the Boston Celtics since he's faced them. Pav, what do you think about the way they've been guarding them? Do you think it's just the defense that they've been playing? Or do you think that this is just Kyrie's in his own head?
No, he just digging his ass up. Hey, he not in his head. He not scared. He not in his head. He getting his ass D'd up. He got a riddle to figure out. So hopefully when he go back to Dallas, he can figure out that Jrue Holiday and Derek White are doing a number on that brother, which is what I said before the series. I don't know why everybody act like that sweep a couple years ago didn't happen. I said, I've seen his work. Like, they poking the ball away from the man. He's supposed to be the best dribbler of all time. I done seen the man dribble the ball off his leg, get the ball stolen from him. They just doing a number on that man defensively. Like, again, like I said, hopefully when he goes back to Dallas, he can figure it out. But they just doing a number on that man. Like, they have people who can actually guard Kyrie. Like, I know last series he played against Minnesota. and he was hooping up Mike Conley. And then when Ant tried to guard him, like Ant was doing a decent job, but the problem with that was Ant still got to go out there and score 25 points and create everything offensively. Even in the Thunder series, I don't know why people want to act like he didn't average 15 points against the fucking Thunder.
I was about to say that. He did not cooking that.
I don't know why people just forgot that he averaged literally 15 points against the Thunder. And if the Thunder could actually make a shot, they would have advanced. Like they couldn't shoot the entire series and still went 6. I don't know why people just forget that. But yeah, no, Kyrie not in his head. It ain't got nothing to do with, Boston. No, it's the defense of Jrue Holiday and Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. They just in that they just doing a number on that man, and he got a riddle to figure out. But he getting paid $150 million. You get paid money to figure that out. So we'll see.
Yeah, figure it out. Shout out to Shane O'Mac. I can tell you're a long time viewer. He said, "Scott, your black QB hate starting the show." Okay, let's not do this in June.
Yeah,
okay,
he had been too nice, man. It was only time. It was only a matter of time.
My quarterback is black. All right, let's relax. All right. Anyway, so I'm with you. I feel like they're doing a great job of him. By the way, Pav, you said this back when it happened. Wade, you and Damian, as soon as the Jrue Holiday trade with them, both of y'all niggas, I don't know if that's so good. Like I get Dame is Dame, but Drew's a great defender. Not only is he a great defender, he had 26 points last night. He led the team in scoring. He has been the X factor. And somebody who said I didn't want Jrue Holiday on the USA team because I only want to see buckets. Jrue, I apologize. We need you on the front lines for America next month. But to kind of switch it a little bit, Dante, do you think that the Bucks have a little buyer's remorse right now? Do you think they regret that trade? I know Dame is Dame, but do you think they regret it a little bit?
I think so. Because at the end of the day, like one of the reasons you lost is because y'all couldn't stop a motherfucking nosebleed. Like their defense was horrible, my nigga. So I think looking at all things considered, Chris Middleton, especially toward the end of the year, started to come back and play better. You could have found more offense somewhere else besides giving up Jrue to go get Dame. I think looking at it, like you said, hindsight is always 20/20, but I think that's definitely something that they're gonna regret because now, Giannis has been open about, hey, bro, if we not winning and shit not looking right, I'll bounce. So
yeah,
I still think that's just the threat that they hang, but the more they get, it just looks foolish because, like you said, Jrue does a lot, and I think his offense is underrated. Like we all know he's a great defender, but what he does on the offensive side of the ball is underrated.
So you think Giannis is like when your girl say keep leaving that underwear on the floor, watch I don't come back tomorrow. Like you think something like that? Like he ain't gonna really do it, but like he just threatening him. He been threatening him for the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's just a threat. I mean, I think it's something like we talk about how LeBron always maximizes his leverage. I think other superstars are doing it in either a similar way or they trying to not be as aggressive as LeBron was. I think with Giannis, when you're in a city like Milwaukee where you brought them a championship, they fucking worship you. I think he knows it would be a bad PR move. He was just like, "Hey, fix this shit or I'm gone." Like,
yeah.
he don't have the same leverage as like an Embiid or Harden when he does it all the fucking time. Like in that city where you've won a championship, where you're already seen as the guy, it'll look more like running away. And I think like the KD situation scares some niggas, like that bouncing around and you not winning no more, and now niggas looking at you different. So I think it's a threat, but I don't think he's gonna go nowhere.
I don't think the Bucks regret what they did. I mean, I think we have to see them with a healthy playoff run in order to say this. Like, yes, they lost in the first round, but Dame and Giannis got hurt. I don't think you can have a fair assessment of what this Bucks team could be until next season. Like next season, if they get up there and they lose first round, second round, then yeah, and Celtics run off 2-3 straight or something like that, then yeah, you look like, damn, we really created this team. Or if you create the team that you can't get past, which very well could happen. But I think we have to see this Bucks team healthy. The Bucks had a really weird season. We have to see this team
very weird season
in order for me to fully say that they regret this deal at this moment.
Darvin Ham hit the Bucks with a "you up" text. In the answer,
yeah, facts.
Game 3 is Wednesday. Mavericks, as we all know, they lose on Wednesday. This series is over. No team has ever come back from a 0-3 deficit in NBA history, and I think it's only happened 2 or 3 times in the history of sports. Only ones I can remember. Obviously, the legendary one is Celtics. I'm not Celtics, but Red Sox Yankees, which a lot of Yankee fans still throw up when they think about. And then the other one I can remember, Blackhawks came back from 0-3 against the Red Wings the year they won the Cup in 2013. Them are the only 2 0-3 comebacks that I can think of. I'm pretty sure it's happened one other time in hockey, but those are the only ones I can think about. Pav, what do you think that the Mavericks can do to switch this up, get back in this shit? We've seen plenty of series where a team looks like, oh, this might get swept, but then they go to the crib and it's a whole different story. Do you think that there's anything they can change to get back in the series?
I mean, they just got to play better. I mean, obviously, Kyrie got to figure out his riddle. You know, he got to play better with like 16 points, not going to get it done. He has to play better and be a bona fide second option. Also, Luka can do a better job of with not turning the ball over. I know yesterday he did have a triple-double, but he had 8 turnovers. So the way I look at it is if you had 8 turnovers and 11 assists, you had 3 assists. That's just the way I judge it. And like
that's a good way to look at it.
If you had 11 turnovers and you had 8 assists, bro, you had 3 assists. You turned the ball over 8 times. And those were live ball turnovers too. It wasn't like he was getting ripped up. So those turnovers contributed to buckets on the other end. It wasn't like, you know, it dribbles out of bounds or something like that. But yeah, they just gotta in general just play better, bro. But like this series isn't rocket science. Like even last night, I don't think Boston played that well. They shot 29% from 3. Yeah. If they make 5 more threes, they win by 20. If the Mavericks can make their shots and Kyrie plays better, they win basketball games. Like this series isn't rocket science. Ain't like nobody out there running the like triangle offense or doing something very complicated. It's all drive and kick, swing, shoot the ball. So if you make it, you win. If you miss it, you lose. So they got to make shots, and then Kyrie got to play better, and they got to take care of the ball better. And other than that, and Luka, bro. Luka's defense in this series, G, he ain't low. He ain't low. He been doing this shit where like too many times he do the whole little, I'm going to let the man get by me and just swipe at the ball.
Got to swipe,
That's not going to work, bro. It's too many times I see that. Luka has to actually – he going to have to guard somebody to say, well, granted, in other series, they weren't picking on him. In this series, they're making it a point to pick on him. And again, he has to guard because you have 4 to 5 people that can all shoot, dribble, pass. He got to play defense better. But, just honestly, just play better, bro. If they play better, they have a shot. And if they don't play better, hit shots, play better defense, Kyrie don't play better, then they won't win. But it's pretty simple to me, honestly.
I want you. I think it's very simple. It's Kyrie Irving. Play like you have some sense. The reason I picked you in 7, the reason Bang picked you in 7, is because of how great Kyrie and Luka have been playing. I don't think Luka's been playing lights out, but considering he's got 500 injuries right now, I think he played pretty good the other day outside of defensively. But Kyrie got to show up. It's like the nigga can't even dribble right now. Like, granted, they're playing great defense on him. He's got to show up. I expected a lot more from the others. The others also play well at home. Me and Waz were talking about this in the first hour. Like Derek Lively is having a rough series because he's a rookie. But I need more from them in general. Like this is a series that the Celtics are the better team. They're the more talented team. So Luka and Kyrie have to play at the 30 points per game, level, or they don't have a shot. No matter how good their home court advantage is, and we do know the Celtics like to, be a little lazy sometimes. We don't know what Porzingis injury is looking like. He says he's fine. Mazzulla says he's fine, but we'll never really know till the stuff actually comes out. But they just gotta do the smaller things. And honestly, I know he's been trash, but you gotta make adjustments. I give Tim Hardaway Jr. a couple minutes to see what it's like. I know he's been bad.
Maxi Kleber gotta get the fuck off the court.
Yeah, right. Maxi Cleaver's gonna be playing. I don't know
who needs to play for Matt, but he got to get the fuck off the court, G. Yeah. And why is he shooting the ball, G? You ain't have a shoulder 2 weeks ago. Stop shooting, bro. Stop shooting, bro.
I think he knows that. There was one possession. He was wide open. This nigga didn't even think about shooting. He was like, "Nah, if you're gonna be putting him out there, at least try to give Tim Hardaway Jr. some minutes." You know what I'm saying? Like, if he sucks, throw him at the end of the bench. But you're at home, you get the crowd behind him. That's what I think they should do. Bang, you're one of the people who you picked the Mavs with me. What do you think they do in Game 3?
Pray. And it's kind of working because Porzingis might be out, depending on what's going on with that calf. So that takes away, again, like I said in the show, one of the things that make me scared about this series is that because of Game 1, no matter what happens now, you got a game plan for him.
Yep.
You got to put a body on him. So him not being on that court, that shrinks it. So it gives them more of a chance. But Kyrie is not only 0 whatever since he left the Boston Celtics. He's 0 whatever since he saged this place. So if anything, one of the things that I've learned about Sage now is, hey, sometimes you're the bad spirit. All right. Sometimes you the bad spirit. All right. But nah, just joking.
There was a hilarious text about that. That I obviously can't say on air that I put to the chat last night. Which was
we can't.
hilarious.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we
This
can't.
show
But
gets shut down.
real quick. But nah, man, with Porzingis possibly being out, you shorten up the court, you shorten up the team. So maybe, just maybe, with the home cooking now, being available for Kyrie, maybe he's in a different spirit, he plays more, but it all falls on him. Like, getting cooked or not, Luka doing what Luka's supposed to do. We didn't expect Luka to play world-class defense. In fact, the defense that we saw him play against the Minnesota Timberwolves still got a shot. But we wasn't expecting that coming into this series. What we was expecting is that the Robin of the team, Kyrie Irving, found what was missing in the Oklahoma City Thunder series. Turns out, not only is that shit missing, it's worse. So Kyrie got to find whatever had him in that other series. He need to go find a shaman or something.
He need to go bring Mike Conley and put him on that court.
Right. or go get Mike Conley.
Go out there and get Mike Conley and put him on that court. Get Jrue Holiday out the game. We need
do something. Nigga better call Tanya Hardin husband. So you still got that crowbar, nigga? I need help. I need help.
Better go find the nearest shaman on the reservation.
Go find a hotel and lock the door so he can't
on the reservation is crazy.
Something.
On the reservation is crazy. Man, try to slide down in there.
No, that was wild.
Dante, what you think, man? We're gonna wrap this up.
It all starts with Kyrie, bro. I said that when we first talked about this series. I was like, in order for Dallas to win, you don't need Luka and Kyrie to be spectacular. Like, that was the only way it was going to happen with the way that they've set this team up and the way that they've been winning these series. Like you said, maybe you can get Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench to get you a little spark or something. But it all comes down to Kyrie. He can't be in that 16-point per game range. Kyrie needs to be 25, 30. Like, if they don't get that, they don't have a shot at winning. Like, I knew, like we said in game 2, the amazing 3-point shooting that Boston had, that wasn't going to happen. It's not always going to carry. And I expect the Mavs role players to play better on the road, but it all starts with Kyrie. If Kyrie's still out there bullshitting, you see the one game they lost to the Wolves, Kyrie had 16, a bunch of silly turnovers. So I think, like, we all know what Luka's going to do, even with, the things we want him to do better, but it's on Kyrie. I think it starts with Kyrie.
Definitely, man. Pav, let them know where they can get in tune with you at.
That's all.
What the fuck?
Damn.
Damn, Dante. What's going on?
Fuck me.
Players fuck up.
As always, man, you can follow me on Twitter at Pavy World, Pavy World, Pavy World, all one word, Pavers.com. Also, we have another episode of Curse to the Bachelor coming out this week, so look out for that. And yeah, man, it's always a good time.
That was funny. Niggas like, yeah, check me out. Nigga got cut off. That was funny as hell, man. Pav, we'll holler at you next week, though, bro.
Man.
All right, we're gonna bring in Mikey and Courtney. I just want to say this too. By the way, Dante, great documentary. Damn, hiccups and shit. I'm grown man hiccups.
You
anyway.
grown?
I watched the Stacks documentary and I watched the Movie Pass documentary.
Told you.
Yeah, 2 for 2, nigga.
Good recommendation. I knew nothing about Stacks record. Boy, them white folks took them to the cleaners.
Evil.
Twice,
bro.
To say y'all not gonna play ball, okay, we're not producing shit.
Yeah, man.
Nothing coming out.
If you haven't watched that, those are 2 good documentaries to watch on HBO Max. But Courtney, Mikey, how y'all feeling, man?
Real quick, Scott, because I don't talk baseball.
Yeah, I was about to tell you, man. You can bounce if you want to.
But I want to publicly apologize to Mikey. I wanted to
put an Alpha Monty.
I saw the text. I'm a little nervous.
He said I'm a
little nervous. I'd like to publicly apologize for calling the suit Al Pamani. I was thinking more Joe Rizza Ford,
You thought Puerto Rican still had knives. You thought I still had a knife.
Puerto Rican still had knives,
I had something else. Nah. Hey, I was out this week. I was out this weekend with my girl, and I was a little saucy, and I was like, Hey, hold on. Get me off right quick because they clowning my suit pick. I'm over here posting pictures and shit. New pictures coming on the way, man. What's going on, y'all?
Dante put the Albemarle commercial on the IG, nigga. I ain't seen that.
Nah, I ain't see that. I was out the way for a little bit. Nah, my man Debo sent me a fucking video on YouTube, an Al Piemonte video too. He was like, man, they are clowning y'all.
That was hilarious. But Bang, you are allowed to leave or holler at you.
Wait, hold on, Bang.
You are allowed to really.
I know, Bang. I know you don't.
Well, this game starts in 3 minutes, by the way.
Hold on,
you better
Bang.
put that TV in the front.
What's up,
Bang? How was your experience at Wrigley, man? Because you know that you said it was your first time out in a minute.
Oh, first of all, baseball games is quick as hell now. You know, back in my day, them shits is like 3.5
The price
hours.
of the brick is going up. It's a fucking scam. I'm telling you.
Like, man, I looked up drunk as hell. Like, yo, it's the 7th inning. What the hell going on?
You got chug them beers now, boy.
You got chug, and that's what the fuck we did.
That
and
9 by 9 by 9 shit is real hard now. If you've never done it, don't even bother now.
Yeah, and that's why I ended up drunk. We ended up at some bar next to Wrigley Field that had a whole bunch of U's in there.
Okay, well, which one? Which one is
I don't know. I don't know. We just walked in that bitch and we just saw a whole bunch of Puerto Ricans up in there. Aventura was playing. Motherfuckers realized I know how to dance bachata and shit. They's like, oh, Gordo, bachata. Like, yeah, nigga, we out here. But nah, it was a good time. But long story short, I mean, I don't talk baseball, but I know it. The Cubs is the most unassuming regular ass team that I've seen in quite some time. Like they ain't bad,
regular is the perfect way to describe them. Pedestrian.
It ain't bad. They ain't good. They just there. The only thing that was interesting, and this is the first time I've been in the game, I said this last week, was like Cody Bellinger. I mean, not Cody Bellinger, but that Dansby Swanson coming up to Outcast. Like it's like, okay, Spotty, he's coming out to Spotty Yachty. Don't
get that white nigga started. He was on Mookie Betts playlist. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'll be listening to this, that. Like,
hey man, Dansby missed the A. That's all. He just
that's what it is. He missed the A.
Yeah, the Cubs are the most unassuming team.
Dansby got any goodie mob on? If not, I don't want to hit.
Dansby need to walk up to no music and get a fucking hit.
You walk up to sound therapy goodie mob. Who's this peeping at your window? Pow. Nobody now. So, but now, man, follow me on at JR Bang. Holla at y'all. Well, no, I'll holla at y'all next week because I am on PTO for the rest of the week. I got Illuminati meeting.
Yeah, Illuminati meeting. Yeah.
So I'll talk to y'all next Monday. But first Black Champ episode coming tomorrow. So check that out.
All right, Bang. We'll holla at you.
Why the fuck did it go straight to me?
Yo, this nigga, Dante got an itchy trigger finger today.
No, because I brought bro out, but it just went straight to me on the solo. But we back.
We back, man. It's good to have Mikey and Courtney back. Courtney gonna do what I do, bring the TV to the side so you watch the game at the same time.
I'm on the show. I gotta lock in so I can bring the best possible content to you guys in a couple days. I think I'm watching
the College World Series right now.
CP time around here.
I got the Orioles and the Rays on right here.
Brother, we got Yankees Royals about to start too. And
I need to grab my remote. Yeah. I got Georgia NC State on my TV right now, so I got to find the remote.
Taking the mound for the Royals tonight.
Yeah, but we have a Yankees.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but we got a Yankees game with no Aaron Judge for the first time in a while. I think after 67 consecutive starts, they're giving him the day off finally. So Soto will be batting, but yeah.
1139 OPS right now. I think he can take a fucking couple days off.
Yeah, not with my money on the line.
Right, let me get this white woman Caitlin Clark off my TV. I definitely don't want to see this.
Oh man, we are back. We're gonna talk about some baseball to wrap this show up. We also have another edition of Stanley Cup Finals for Dummies. Let's talk about this past weekend series with the Yankees. I really got fucking hiccup.
Hold your breath, nigga. Damn.
I'm a grown man with hiccup. What's going on?
Are grown men not allowed to have esophageal spasms?
No, they're not.
You never seen the list? It's about 100,000 things.
It's 100,000 things that grown men can't do. And hiccups is one of them.
We can't even talk about the list. We done fucked up twice.
Yeah, you can't go to your homeboy house and then you ask for a blanket. Like the nigga can't bring it to you. Like there's different rules. Like I will be on that couch.
Sleep in your jacket, nigga. Sleep in your jacket, nigga.
We gotta put Courtney on to that side of Twitter right now because
it's a list of things that men can't do.
That shit's longer than Schindler's List.
If I get drunk and I tell Mikey, man, I need a place to stay, and I'm sleeping on this couch and I'm cold, I can't ask this nigga for a blanket. I have to find it.
Toxic masculinity is going to be the death of all of us.
Yeah.
No, there's at least like 3,475 things that we can't do on that list.
Actually, y'all are lucky. Puck drop is not for another 19 minutes and 4 seconds. So let's go.
That's on ESPN.
AKA hurry up. We got you.
Listen, it's been my day off. I've been chilling at home all day. Scott's like, let's start later. I said, no problem. I got you.
Well, the reason I want to start later is because I want to go see Bad Boys.
How was that?
That's right. It was amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. Yes,
it's so wild to see how
I slapped Chris Rock too.
Talked about because people fucking hate Will Smith now, which is wild. Like, sorry, you can't deny the star power. Just
niggas don't hate Will Smith. Niggas want to slap. I slap Chris Rock too. Like I don't care. Like, but it's a great movie. I like 3. I know a lot of people ain't like 3. I like 3, so it was better than 3 to me.
I ain't even seen 3 yet, bro. Not gonna lie.
You gotta see 3 if you're gonna see. You're gonna be a little lost.
C3 to C4, but
I'll peep it.
You can do without 3.
I definitely enjoy. You can do without 2. I know I'm the only nigga that hate Bad Boys.
Yeah. You're crazy. You're crazy.
Johnny Tapia was going crazy on the
I'm saying that's my uncle right there. Oh, he in the water here. Oh, couple mojitos. Yeah. He said he wants them 2 gangbangers in Mama's garden. That's my shit right there.
Yeah, Mikey, when you see the beginners, you gonna miss I missed Miami. I ain't never even been. I was like, dang, like this is.
I actually bumped into him. One time at Nikki Beach, and I was drunk. I didn't even have the wherewithal to Google his real name. I was just like, oh shit, Johnny Tapia.
Johnny Tapia up here, man. But that's why I wanted to start late. But so this past weekend, the Yankees and Dodgers met in the Yankee Stadium. Dodgers took 2 out of 3. Big weekend for Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Mikey first because we ain't heard from Mikey in a minute. What did the series tell you, if anything? Did you learn anything? I understand it's June, it's early June, but this is the biggest series we've had so far. What did you learn from this past series?
Just for me, it's just that both of these teams can win in different ways. I've always been a proponent of I'm gonna always side with the teams that have 3-run homer potential will be the teams that are playing deep into the season. And we saw that, throughout the 3-game series this week. Friday was a pitcher's duel. You had a 2-1 Dodgers win in extra innings. We saw a total of 13 pitchers used combined between both sides, to come out, with those 2 high-power offenses and to only, get a total of 3 runs. They showed you that they can pitch, they can field, and they can win in situational baseball. Then on Saturday, you get the game 2, and that 3-run homer potential just popped out. Teoscar Hernandez, 2 home runs. Kike Hernandez was in New York during the Puerto Rican parade. He hit a home run. Judge hit 2 home runs, and that was 11-3 Dodgers win, and it was high octane offense. Now you had Gavin Stone going up against Nestor Cortez. I think in the playoffs, if these teams were to meet in the World Series, you probably don't see somebody like Nestor Cortez starting a game, to be honest. Once you go ahead and you get a Garrett Cole back, just because it's a bad matchup with all those righties in that lineup, soft and lefties against the Dodgers lineup, it's not going to work out. And then you go to game 3, the finale, Sunday Night Baseball, which Tyler Glasnow versus Luis Hill, and that's must see TV. And the Yankees, they showed you 3 home run potential. Trent Grisham with a huge 3-run homer. Aaron Judge with 1 in the 8th to go ahead and cap it off. So I just think that you saw the 2 best teams in Major League Baseball right now, with the Phillies obviously there as well. But it's going to be interesting to see the Yankees when they go ahead and they get their complement back of, a Garrett Cole, and you go ahead and you get Clark Schmidt, and you can go ahead and work out that rotation. And somebody like Nestor Cortez probably falls to the back. Stroman is maybe your 4. So it was a really good series. Didn't really get that much shine, I feel like, because of the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup, finals being on. But it was good baseball for the time that I was able to catch in.
Only thing I learned from this was I need 7 games of this in October. Like
100%. I
this is
know
what I want to see.
Rob Manfred was rubbing his hands like Birdman.
100%. Like I like the Phillies. Don't get me wrong. I like the Phillies, but as you see the hat, I need the Dodgers in there. And if the MLB wants eyes on them, I think today's theme of today's show has been give me storylines. That's what we love about sports outside of the actual X's and O's stuff that we like to do. All 4 of us of sports is we like the technical stuff. But when you get to the championship round, you want the storylines. Yep. I would love to see the Yankees finally get back to the World Series after 15 years of being away. The Dodgers actually make the World Series again with people in the stands. What a chance for them to win a legitimate championship with people in the stands. You got LA, New York, 2 of the most loud, over-the-top individuals ever. I want to see what those tailgates are gonna look like.
Speaking of, did you see how well the Pantone 294, the fan group for the Dodgers, how well they traveled to New York?
They travel.
Crazy how well they like convened outside so they could walk into the concourse as a whole group. It was like at least 2,000 people. It was wild.
I want to feel the Yankee Stadium playoff energy in the World Series. I want to see all the diehard Dodger fans outside drinking Modelo's since 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and niggas getting beat up outside the stadium. That's what I took from that.
It was cinema, baby.
That's cinema. It was good games. You got the names: Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Garrett Cole will be back by then, Mookie Betts. We want Shohei in the World Series. That's what I took from this series. That I want that, and I feel like this is a more well-rounded Dodger team. Teoscar Hernandez was star of the weekend. It wasn't Mookie. It wasn't Freddie Freeman. It wasn't Shohei. It was him. That's what I want to see from this, and I also feel like the Yankees, for the first time, I feel like maybe since 2010, this is an actual good team. I believe when healthy, can win the World Series. And I haven't felt that way about this team in a long time. Courtney, what did you take from this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Mikey is spot on. Like, that Yankees team is very dangerous. Aaron Judge and Juan Soto are the only players in Major League Baseball right now with an OPS over 1,000, which tells you a lot just about the makeup of that team. Like Mikey said, listen, I'll believe it when I see it in terms of getting Cole back and what that team looks like when they do have their rotation back in order with Schmidt coming back as well. But I definitely don't trust Nestor Cortez. I know that was an ugly game and was made uglier even after he left. But I don't like Nestor Cortez anywhere near a mound in a best of 5. That sounds like a nightmare. So I mean, I would like to see both these teams in the World Series. I know I said the Phillies, are looking pretty good, but like you said, I want storylines, I want drama, and Yankees Dodgers World Series that's elite.
Dante, man, I know everybody over by your way all wants the Braves to find a way to bounce back, but what did you think about this? And, do you feel like this would be a very entertaining World Series if we get this in 4 months?
I mean, as a nigga that picked the Yankees to win the World Series, I told y'all. So, I mean, the Yankees are very good, bro. And it's even without Garrett Cole. I'm interested to see because y'all don't trust Nestor. I don't trust Carlos Rodon. Like, go look at Carlos Rodon right now.
Speak on it.
I've seen this movie several times before. So, I think they need to make a move for a pitcher. Probably, may I offer you a Garrett Cole? You got some young prospects.
You mean Garrett Crochet? Garrett Crochet?
Yeah, Garrett Crochet. So they could take Michael Kopech too while you bullshitting. But I do think they need to make some pitching moves just to shore that end up. Juan Soto, that was I know the entire Bronx breathed a sigh of relief when it was just inflammation on his elbow. So him coming back because you've seen what he does, and I mean Aaron Judge, bro. Like at this point, it's just health. That's literally the only thing I worry about with Aaron Judge. Is he gonna stub his big toe and be out a month or some shit? Like it's always something silly like that. So as long as he can stay healthy, I think this team is gonna be extremely dangerous. I know they lost 2 out of 3, but I still think the Yankees should be the favorite to come out of the American League. And I mean the Dodgers are the Dodgers. I think they'll be a player for Lewis Robert because their outfield hasn't really produced. Now that Mookie's in the infield, so they're gonna make a move. Both these teams will make a move. So I won't say I learned much because I think by the end of the deadline and the end of the season, it's gonna look like different teams.
Yeah, for sure. The nastiest thing to come out of this weekend is that fucking split Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani fitted. I don't know if y'all saw it, but they were selling it at
that
Yankee
was
Stadium.
so bad.
You know what that
Yeah,
is,
shit
right?
was-
That's when you pre-order the hats and then you didn't sign the nigga. But
Exactly.
You gotta get these hats off.
Nah, Mike. I don't know if you heard earlier. The nastiest thing to come out this weekend was the split Jaylen Brown, Kobe Bryant shirt.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Celtics provided.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
You know.
nasty. And did y'all hear, Mikey? Did y'all hear what I said? The Chicago Sky security guard who let Jordan Love into that game the other night needs to be fired. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that, man. I don't know what was going on. But you know what, man? But low key, if you want to come on down here, the Bulls could use a guard, man. I don't know about a quarterback, but he had a little jumper on him, bro.
The Bulls need a guy. But let's move on to another Chicago sports team. Let's talk about the Cubs, man. I think that Bang kind of put the Cubs in the best sentence before he logged off. Is they are the remember when the Seahawks were going to the Super Bowl like 10 years ago and they beat the
Sean
Niners.
Alexander.
No, not that one.
Oh, no. The Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and they asked Richard Sherman what he said about Ted Ginn. Michael Crabtree. He's like mediocre. That's what the Cubs are. They're mediocre. They're not bad. They're not good. They're mediocre. Would you guys say something, Courtney? My bad.
I was just thinking because it's frustrating. I'm not a Cubs fan. I'm not a Chicago area baseball fan, so I'm not a Sox fan either. So, but it's frustrating for me when that division is very winnable and they could have made moves to shore up. You know, I don't know what Jed Hoyer's thinking that maybe the division was out of reach. I don't know what about the makeup of any of the other teams in the NL Central gave him the impression that the division was more winnable in future seasons, because it's only going to get more difficult. Next year, the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to figure their shit out, and then you're going to have literally a 5-way race, give or take, in the division now. So, what? I just don't understand why they didn't make. Very much prospects over parades, which is crazy. I know y'all wanted to place the team. That was almost a decade ago. What are we doing? You signed Dansby Swanson to do what? Be mid? I mean, I guess. Seiya Suzuki is the only player on that team right now with an OPS over 800.
Seiya Suzuki
feel bad. Real mid.
He can't catch.
And as of this past weekend, fun little factoid, the Cubs have now dropped 3 games in 4-game series against NL Central opponents. And 12 against NL Central opponents.
I know they're in the Cubs tier mediocre, but you put some more talent on that Cincinnati team, they're gonna have a problem too. With
not even more talent.
Call them up.
Not even in the coming years. I don't understand why they didn't try to make a push this season.
Yeah, and not even more talent on the Cincinnati Reds, but just a couple more veterans, because they got the young guys right there, and they even have some young arms. But it's for me, I think it's bigger than Jed Hoyer. I think this is a Tom Ricketts issue. Yep. The whole reason Theo was out is because towards the back end,
that niggas y'all championship, do something else.
Well, not only that, but Ricketts kind of put that belt to ass on him because he started making some moves that did not make sense, and they started to cost Ricketts money in his pocket. And Courtney, I don't know when's the last time you've been in Chicago, but Wrigley Field has been completely renovated.
Oh
and
yeah,
all of that.
I know. Last time I was in Chicago was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So all of that, and even then, it's crazier. Like the Ricketts own up like blocks around there.
Hotel right now. Is that Taco Bell still back there?
No.
Oh, they got rid of the Taco Bell.
We're losing recipes.
Yes. So, he kind of gave Jed that, hey, you learn from Theo, but I need you to do it kind of on a lower pay scale. And they're still top 10 in spending. It's just how they're spending. They're not spending on the right guys. I know it's come out. Jesse Rogers has reported several times over the last year and a half, especially when fans were kind of getting their hopes up on the Ohtani, on the Soto stuff. It's just Ricketts will never sign off on giving somebody 10 years, $400 or $500 million. So at the end of the day, when you look at who are the teams we're talking about, the Yankees, you're talking about the Dodgers, we're talking about the Phillies. There are multiple $300 million players on each of those rosters.
Yep.
And that is just, you need somebody with cachet. Who is the guy in the Cubs lineup that you are afraid to pitch to? There is nobody.
No.
At times, last week was the first time that I watched 2 full White Sox games, and it was because they were playing the Cubs from start to finish. And at times I couldn't tell who was the team with 14 wins and who was the team, and playing on the north side. Like it was just bad baseball, bad base running, bad situational hitting, bad bullpens, bad pitching on both sides. So, the Cubs, and if it wasn't for them landing Shota Imanaga, they would be very, very bad. Just to let you know, right now they're 32-34 record. At one point, the Cubs were 8.5 games up this year, 8.5 games over 500. They're 32-34. They're third in the Central. They're 6.5 game back since about 2 weeks ago, like around Memorial Day time. A little bit before that, they were second place behind the Brewers. The Reds have now lapped them. So now they're in third place, and the Cardinals are kind of creeping up. Shota Imanaga, in games that he's pitched, the Cubs are 10-2. So if you take those away,
you take that away, they got like White Sox number of wins.
They're 22-30. Yeah, they're 22-32. So it's very interesting just to see how they're going, because they're also only 2 games out. There is that third wild card spot. You're looking right now at battling. You're trying to hold off to teams like the Padres for that, for one of those wild card spots, because you would assume, the Phillies are going to get the Phillies will get their division, Dodgers will get their division, the Brewers will probably end up in the Central, and now you have teams like the Reds, the Padres, the Cubs, the Braves, all vying for those 3 wild card spots. So I don't know, they have to make a move, but they don't want to make a move. Their move was going ahead and signing Craig Counsell. And to me, whenever your big acquisition is a manager, somebody that doesn't see the field, that's bad news.
The Ricketts are the Ricketts are taking the Reinsdorf playbook. Like, we got our World Series, we just renovated everything around us, and now we about to bleed this cash cow. Like, that's really what it is, and they know that they're in the perfect city for that. Because the Cubs waited 100 years for a World Series. So as mad as Cubs fans are that all of the prospects flamed out. You traded the guys you should have kept. When we talk about Soler, Dylan Cease, guys like that, even Eloy, who's to say he doesn't, he stays healthy on the north side, but you traded the prospects you could have kept. And so now their fans are like, yo, what are y'all doing? But they're sitting there like, well, we're collecting this money. That's what we're doing. Like,
right.
Do you not see the new hotel? Do you not see the new sports book? Do you not see all of these things that we're doing here? All these shiny new things? Do you not see we bought the whole neighborhood?
And listen, Steve Cohen's about to run the same fucking play up in Queens.
Yeah. You see?
The Mets aren't winning shit.
You just dangle the carrot. Dangle the carrot.
A whole cool little fancy new area that they're building around the ballpark so they can bleed your fucking pockets dry and not win shit.
The Padres did the same thing with palm trees.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? But the Padres keep trying. The Padres are
unfair. I say that's unfair simply because Peter Seidler was absolutely invested in that team and trying to field a winning team, and he was throwing around a lot of fucking money. The problem is, unfortunately, he did pass away, so now there's really no clue as to how the team is going to move forward, because he wasn't merely just the owner and chairman. He also had a real say.
And you know what? Also, I forget that they actually made an NLCS. I be forgetting they made.
The Phillies. And the Phillies jumped them. So, but the Padres still will take swings. They go and get a Dylan Cease. They're still in talks to try to get, somebody like a Garrett Crochet from the White Sox. Like, they're trying to get there. You look at, especially when you're in the NL West and you look at the Dodgers, like, I'm not catching them. I got to do whatever I can to make sure that I'm better than the second place team in the NL Central, and I could get that second wild card spot. Because as we've seen in the playoffs last year, the Diamondbacks, the year before with the Phillies, anything can happen.
The Diamondbacks, back to the ghetto you go. Let's go to the White Sox. Me and Dante kind of talked about this in the local hour on Friday. The White Sox are now officially, they broke their historic losing streak this weekend. They split 2 from the Boston Red Sox. I didn't know that Gavin Sheets still played baseball, but apparently he does. You had that situation, and then now they're putting two of their biggest, well, the two best players on the trading block, Luis Robert and Garrett Crochet. If anybody fell for the fake Buster Only tweet today, he got hacked. I never seen somebody hack then trade out fake trades.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
And first off, if the White Sox know what's good for him, they'll trade Luis Robert to the Mariners, okay? Harry Ford's their number 2 prospect in Seattle. He's getting blocked because Cal Raleigh is up there doing his thing. Listen, make a nice little trade. Now you've got to get the catcher spots short up for a couple of years. I'm just saying, Louis. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, but no, buddy.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say we got Edgar
Cuero, who's for some reason he's been killing down in AAA, but Martin Maldonado is blocking him. Like there's no real there's no real clear man, they got me fucked up. There's no real clear plan with the White Sox. There's no real clear plan with the White Sox. You know, right now they're 17-49. They're 26 games back. They're by far the worst team in the Major League Baseball. I mean, I don't know if any of y'all even saw the clip the other day when Striffen, you got Striffen, the announcer, getting into shit, always getting into it with local sports media, radio. But I don't know if you guys saw at the end of the day, he was like, I think this could finally be it. This could finally be it with 2 outs in the ninth. And I don't even know who it was, but the left fielder fucking dropped the ball for the White Sox on a routine fly ball. So they had to go another batter. And it's just like, it's an absolute fucking mess. But yes, like you said, Scott, they did set a franchise record for them, 14-game losing streak. That is the second longest, ties the second longest since the Angels back in 2022 when they went on a 14-game losing streak. But I do have some stuff off the press from Bob Nightingale. And I know baseball Twitter. If you know baseball Twitter, Bob Nightingale is a kind of, the Yankees are
White Sox though.
Exactly, because people need to cross their T's, dot their I's, and see where those checks are coming from. Yeah. And him and Jerry Reinsdorf, Tony La Russa, they're tight. So anything White Sox related that comes out of Bob Nightingale's mouth, it is normally 100% true. Yep. Mm-hmm. So he reported today that the White Sox have no immediate plans to dismiss manager Pedro Grifol, refusing to solely blame him for being baseball's worst team. They believe it would make no sense to bring in and pay another manager. Pay attention to that word right there. Pay. We know what that is. Uh-huh. They believe it would make no sense to bring in and pay another manager. They're also still playing Tony La Russa when the team's fate isn't going to change no matter who's in the dugout. Grifol is in the second year of a 3-year contract for about $3 million. The White Sox are expected to reassess this winter to determine whether a managerial change is needed. We know that change will be coming. They also are listening to offers on anybody and everybody, including center fielder Luis Robert, who's under contract through 2027. He's owed about $61 million left, and he still has 2 club. That's if his 2 club options are picked up. Obviously, you're going to pick them up. They're asking for a package that would be greater than what the Padres gave up for Juan Soto at the 2022 deadline. And then the big news that came out today from this was that it is very unlikely that they will trade ace Garrett Crochet, who's 6-5 with a 3.33 ERA, making his first official year as a starter. He's only earning $800,000 this season and won't be a free agent until after 2026. One thing that he's also been hearing is that it's just a long shot for any contender to overwhelm the White Sox with the package of prospects for him, knowing that he's on an innings limit because of his injury history. The White Sox are closely monitoring his workload after converting him from a reliever to starter, and he might not even be available in the second half. He missed the entire 22 season with Tommy John, and he's already pitched more innings this season, 75 and a half innings than his total combined innings in his previous 3 seasons of 73. So you're looking at trading for somebody that by late August, September, like he just might be done automatically. So maybe that we see him traded in the offseason, but Chris Getz, I don't know what his plan is. It's clear that Chris Getz is going to be the guy to right this ship, but being tasked with writing this ship. But everybody else, some of these players on this team, like it's fucking bad, bro. It's really bad baseball. They have no bullpen. Last week, they went to Milwaukee and they fucking gave the Milwaukee Brewers all they could. They had multiple 4-run leads, but they blew it. Same thing with the Cubs.
Cubs, yeah.
5-1 lead, blew it. 5-1 lead, blew it. So, it's just pretty bad, but it is good to see Luis Robert back on the field. Cuban Mike Trout hitting the shit out of the ball. He's a good player. That's a fucking guy. Keep him.
I just want to say this about Luis Robert, and I said this on the show on Friday. Whether Garrett Crochet plays in the second half or not, for those of you who still participate in watching White Sox games, I have moved on to the other side. I'm glad people stop asking me because they can see that I'm actually serious now. If for those of you who still do that, you still need something for the people who do watch the team or do come to the ballpark. If you're going to be a bad team, at least give me a player or two to watch. And I feel like if you trade that, first of all, you're not going to get a Juan Soto package. As much as I love Luis Robert.
Older young, don't complain.
Okay.
With this team leading 9 home runs. Get the fuck out of here.
And just real quick before we
consecutive games. Be grateful.
I know we got to move on, but if you believe that you don't get the same package that they got for 21-year-old Juan Soto for this 28-year-old motherfucker, you've lost your damn mind.
For somebody who don't even be healthy like that, there's not even enough on-field, numbers to even justify a Juan Soto.
Hey, and I would be fucking happy if we got somebody like CJ. If we got somebody like CJ Abrams, I would be fucking ecstatic.
Washington Nationals ain't giving you no goddamn CJ Abrams. I'm gonna let you know that.
I'm saying because that's what they got for Soto. But kind of how you were talking about Scott. So tomorrow, Jrue Thorpe, he is a top 100 prospect in Major League Baseball. He's the White Sox number 3 prospect. He will be making his Major League debut. He's going against his former college teammate Brian Wu in the Seattle Mariners against the Seattle Mariners. He's a soft tossing starting pitcher, but he's around. His fastball is like 92, 93. But he's
trying to land on damn Ryan, boy.
But he's got like about a 70 plus changeup and slider. So he's gonna have to be somebody that is really just hitting his spots and really knowing how to, use all 4 quadrants and everything. Because that 91 mile per hour fastball is not blowing by people, but you can still catch people off guard with the changeup like his. So he's been ridiculously good in the minors. Honestly, he could have probably started the season with the White Sox. So it's going to be interesting to see. But now we're getting to the point, you motherfuckers got 17 wins. Like, I need to see Kosa Montgomery up. I need to see Noah Schultz up. Like, start showing us, what the next iteration.
They're gonna give it to you in about
a month.
Late August.
Late August.
I would say we probably get Jrue Thorpe this month, Noah Schultz next month. I want to see an Edgar Cuero come up.
But you gonna get them, Mikey. When Matt Eberflus puts out his week 3 preseason roster, that's when you getting Kosa Montgomery.
And I'm gonna just hit YouTube to see the highlights because I will be watching whatever preseason game over that shit.
Nigga will be locked in the Hard Knocks.
I got 2 words for you, brother. Service time. That man is not coming up. Let that dream die.
That's all what the back of the jersey says. Service time.
Let's take these last 5 minutes, Courtney. We know you want to watch game 2.
Hey, listen, I'm already watching right now. Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck right now. Edmonton is. I don't think they've prepared to play a team like this because it's not looking great.
Well,
now I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, I'm just gonna say let's get into it. This is Stanley Cup Finals for Dummies. I will give you the floor. We'll take these 5 minutes to wrap it up.
Yeah, so just looking back on game 1 real quick, I don't know if you guys saw the score. It was 3-0 in favor of Florida. Sergei Bobrovsky had a 32-save shutout.
Yeah, big game by the goalie. I saw
big that. Big game by the goalie. It was actually his first career shutout in the playoffs, or not in the playoffs, in the Stanley Cup Final, obviously. And his second of the playoffs. He just had a shutout last series against the New York Rangers, which if you know anything about either of these teams, that is next to impossible with the amount of lethal shooters that they have on both of those teams. So that was crazy. Stuart Skinner made 15 saves on 18 shots on goal. I will say in his defense, the first 2 goals were next to impossible. And then the last one, unfortunately, did count because it was an empty net. So what can you do? Edmonton's defense is an absolute liability. And I did say this in the show. There were 2 things that I really wanted people. I said, if you go to a bar and you've never actually watched hockey before, but you wanted to sound like you know what you're talking about, I said 2 words to remember in regards to Edmonton: power play, Merchants. And I do stand by that because they did go 0 for 3 on the power play in this past game and didn't score a goal in even strength. So, again, something to look out for is Edmonton's inability to score on 5-on-5. That being said, Edmonton is having a serious issue that they need to shore up on defense because Florida did not play their best game. Again, they only had 18 shots on goal total, which is insane in a Stanley Cup final game. And it's still to come out with the game being 3-0 is pretty crazy. So did anybody else watch the game?
I watched it. I just did not pronounce the goalie's name, but it reminded me.
There is the goalie for Edmonton, and then Bobrovsky is the one for Florida.
Yeah, he was one who went crazy. He reminded me of when Corey Crawford was actually good. Like when Corey Crawford had them clutch performances, not the one where the nigga would give up 4 goals in the first period that we used to hate that he would do, but it was a real defensive performance, and it kind of like you texted me yesterday, Courtney, about the Mavericks comparison that it might be a little bit spot on. Where
again, I rewatched the game today, this morning, and then I'm watching this right now. Honestly, it's pretty spot on, and I really, it's bad. Connor McDavid, the Luka, I guess if that's the analogy we're sticking with. Connor McDavid had 0 points in this past game. He had 3 scoring chances, but had 0 points. He had a -1 rating, just like most of the rest of his team. They weren't looking good in game 1. Obviously, they're going to adjust, but so is Florida. And I say, if Edmonton doesn't win this game, and I know it's only game 2, they're in trouble. Because
how much do you think the travel played a part for them? Because that is a very far trip from Edmonton down to Florida.
Oh yeah. Listen, that's a nice 7-hour, 8-hour flight on your
it's like going to London from Chicago.
On your nice, cushy, chartered jet. I feel so bad for you with the lay down beds and the flight attendants
and the warm blanket.
I feel really, really bad for them. No, listen, everybody's tired at this point in the season. Oh, we got a little scrum happening right now. Is that Bouchard about to get into?
Yeah, I got it up on
Bouchard is their best, is for context. Evan Bouchard is Edmonton's best defender. Somebody's about to go into the box. Who we got going for tripping? Oh, yeah, we got, okay. All right, now Edmonton's going on the power play. So, again, something to look for in the next 2 minutes because that tripping penalty is a 2-minute minor. So, he's going to be in the box for the next 2 minutes. So we'll see if Edmonton can convert. But their penalty kill, for context, that's Edmonton, is 30 for 30 in their last 11 games. So every time Florida has been on the power play, they've killed. And that was only twice in game 1. But, something to look out for as well.
Definitely. Thank you, Courtney, for being our Stanley Cup breakdown person. We're going to wrap this up. A new episode of the Hot Corner will be dropping this week. We're going to figure out a recording day for y'all. We're going to give that to y'all so y'all can get all of the high in-depth baseball conversation from these 3 people right here. We will be back on Friday. We only got a couple more 2-episode-a-week shows. We will be giving our off-season plans, I guess you want to say, next. I'll probably announce it on Friday. We're gonna have some. We're gonna do the show. Still doing the off-season, so we'll give y'all some news on that. Anything you guys want to say before we wrap this thing up?
I want to say shout out to all my crazy Puerto Rican, Chicago, and Bears fans. I was at the Puerto Rican parade.
I was about
Saturday.
to ask you what you did. Niggas going crazy.
Yeah. I was out there. I saw 4 Caleb Williams jerseys, 2 in orange, 1 blue and white, and I guarantee all 4 of them were bootleg as fuck.
I was gonna say, did they come from Temu or not?
They were 100% bootleg as fuck.
It was the Whitty Hutton.
Yeah. That shit just had a 1. It was missing half the 8, but that just lets you know. That lets you know how ready and how much of a town that this is. A Bears town. People are ready for football, especially when, this is a big sports town, especially baseball. And right now, both teams are giving mediocre product. So, Mega Mall edition joints, man. My cousin Monkey was selling them out the trunk.
47th and Pulaski Super Mall jerseys.
Right. But shout out to y'all, man. And I just got more excited for Bears season, seeing them shits out there. Number 18 looks kind of wild, man. I get weird feelings.
Mike, you wasn't here on Friday. Did you have any questions for me about minicamp? I had the Dante and Bang asked me if they had any questions for what we saw this past week.
I'll have questions for you in training camp. I know mini camp's a little different. That's when you get your install in. But for me, does it just look different from the quarterback spot? Like does it just look like what I would like to say is it doesn't look like a project, right? Like he already looks like like where he should be.
Yeah, it does not look like a project. The nigga can throw the football. I'll say that. The nigga can I think more than anything, he's just trying to figure out the big word last week was
the cadence. The cadence.
That was the big word around the cadence. He's gonna be fine. Even the ones the rough practice he had. See, now you got hiccups. See,
I just sneezed. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
But even the rough practice he had, the first one, Jaquan and all them were like, yeah, but he good though. So I think it's gonna be fun. And they're up there. The rookies are up there this week, and they get to go on their break. The vets are already on their break. You talk about jerseys. They had like a season ticket holder. I think the Thursday practice season ticket holders were able to come. Those little white kids, they had on their Caleb Williams jerseys. I was like, damn.
And shout out to Caleb. I saw something on Twitter today. There was a guy that ordered a Caleb Williams jersey on draft day. He's yet to receive it today. And Caleb went ahead and posted a video, sending it to him directly and letting him know that, hey, we got some official merch coming for you. And, I appreciate you supporting, me and the Bears. And also he's got some tickets for him for Bears Patriots later in the season that he's taking that, giving to that fan. So, Caleb has already ingratiated himself with the fans. So all he has the first touchdown he throws, and they're going to build a statue.
100%. I think that Caleb is a very extroverted person. I'll say that from what I've learned already, man. So that's all we got for y'all on this edition. Oh, you got something to say, Courtney? Go ahead.
One more thing, just coming in real quick with some Conn Smythe odds in my Mikey bag right now, just for the people watching at home. Sergei Bobrovsky, the goaltender for the Florida Panthers, is currently sitting at plus 220 for the Conn Smythe Trophy. That is the MVP award of the Stanley Cup for those who aren't familiar with the terminology. And also, Florida just killed off another penalty.
Yeah, I got it on right now.
Again, Edmonton, power play merchants.
Power play merchants. Check that. I got the Stanley Cup Finals on the iPad, and I got MLB Big Inning on the TV.
Hey, let's get it.
I'm gonna be watching that tonight. So we'll be back on Friday. We'll be recapping game 3 of the NBA Finals, and we're gonna lead right into game 4 of the NBA Finals. Alex just said the next hot corner will be dropping by the end of this week. We'll have it for y'all by the end of this week, so look out for that, man. You can follow me at Barbershare Scott on all social media platforms. You can follow the Barbershare Network at Barbershare.net on all social media platforms. Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Barbershare Network. Follow our partners, the show that this show is on, H&B Media at H&B Media TV on Twitter and at H&B Media on Instagram. Get in tune with our sponsors, Pillars. You can go to pillarsclub.co, Pillars_club on Instagram, or you can go to any of the 3 locations in the Chicagoland area. There's one in the West Loop over there on Madison, one in Orland Park Mall, and one in Chicago Ridge Mall, man. Big ups to our whole guys over there at Pillars. You can follow Courtney at 1-800-COLLAR-BRO on all social media platforms. You can follow Mikey at Junior_Solito on Twitter. You can follow Dante at OctoberZone10 on Twitter. Don't look the nigga up on Instagram. He will look you up. And we will, of course, follow JR Bang, y'all. JR Bang on social media. Shout out to Pavy for joining us. Shout out to Larry Legend for joining us. And shout out my homie Wos for joining us as well. Y'all enjoy the rest couple days. Enjoy the Stanley Cup Finals tonight. Enjoy some baseball. We'll holler at y'all on Friday. We up out of here.